Yes, people, welcome back to Mission Podcast. It's another episode of your favorite wrestling show, Kayfabe Now. Today, I'm joined by Lenny to review the biggest show of the year, WrestleMania 42. WrestleMania 42 took place last weekend, 91 and 92, and I think it's pretty safe to say both nights were day and night of each other. 41 had a whole 91 had a whole completely different story to night 2, and that's what we're going to talk about for the next hour or so. Lenny, how you been?
I've been good, man. I've been good. Yourself?
Been good, man. Yeah, it's been, a hectic week of wrestling over the last week, especially with both nights of WrestleMania and Monday Night Raw, which we just had a few days ago. I want to ask you a question, Lenny. Would you say WrestleMania 42 over the both nights delivered for you, or would you say it was underwhelming?
I would say it's in between both statements, to be honest. Like, I don't think it delivered because night one was just that bad, but I don't want to say it's underwhelming because night two was just that good. So I think it's in between somewhere. Like, I was satisfied. Like, it was something to build on. So it's underwhelming because night two was
Yep.
just that good. So I think it's
Oh,
in between somewhere. Oh,
I could hear yourself there.
I feel
But
like
yeah, go.
it kind of went, both nights kind of went the way we thought it would be. Like the whole, they kind of played into what it should have been, if that makes sense. Like we knew the whole Cody and Randy stuff was kind of slop, and lo and behold, it ended up being exactly that. And we knew that Roman and Punk, well, we didn't know actually. We did have a few, could the Usos get involved maybe, but I think leading up to Mania, we got less and less of the Usos, so I thought maybe we won't, and we didn't. So I think it kind of played into what we thought both nights would be, and lo and behold, they both lived up to what we thought.
Yeah, 100%. I'd say over the two nights is kind of a sticky one because 91 left me really dissatisfied. I wasn't really, satisfied with the product we got on the Saturday night. And coming out of Saturday night, we were all pretty much really angry with the company. We were saying
Yeah,
this is clearly not, a Triple H driven product. It was a TKO one, especially with the way the main event went. None of the matches really got much time. Even the one match we were interested in, Gunther Rollins got good show with interference. So there was, I'd say it was a Debbie Downer going into night two, but I can say on night two they did definitely turn it around. I think it wasn't like the best of nights still, but it was much better than 92, and you could 91, and you could clearly tell, okay, this is a product that's been pushed forward by Triple H instead of TKO, which I felt was the vibe for 91. So yeah, we'll get on to the show now. We'll talk about both nights in full detail. We'll talk about both the main events and what's next for all the wrestlers, and we'll touch on what happened on Monday Night Raw too. So let's get started on 92 main event. Roman Reigns versus CM Punk in one of the best WrestleMania main events I've seen, period. I think it was that good. Both men came out, gave the A game, delivered on the biggest stage when it mattered. And I felt like this night or this WrestleMania as a whole needed a classic match to, but okay, this is nowhere near one of the worst WrestleManias ever, right? I felt like this
yeah,
match had to deliver, and it did. Both men came out, and just from minute one, it felt like, okay, we are going to get a really good match here. And for me, it was a classic. First, obviously, Roman Reigns comes out to the head of the table theme music. He hasn't used this since, I think it's WrestleMania 40 night one, where he was in the
yeah,
tag match. I think after that, because night two he uh used the new theme song. He hasn't used that since the last time he won at WrestleMania, right? Because after that, at night
yeah,
two, before he lost last year, he lost against Seth and Punk, and he brought it back this year. And since then, since that moment, I was like, okay, Roman Reigns is going to win this, right? He's not going to come out to that theme song and actually lose at WrestleMania. It's not going to happen. And
literally.
I think we all pretty much knew what the outcome was going to be, even though some of us did want CM Punk to win. Me at that time did think CM Punk retaining was definitely the right call. But Roman Reigns comes out to that music, The crowd's into it. The crowd are really hot for this main event. I felt like the vibe to this WrestleMania Night 2 was much better than the Night 1. Like the blue lighting, everything about it. It felt like, okay, we are going to get a really good match here. Roman Reigns comes out to the ring, and then CM Punk comes out. He comes out to his Ring of Honor theme song first. A fantastic entrance. He sat on top of the arena, legs closed, and it was amazing, man. He comes out and then his music doesn't actually hit until he's on the stage and he hits its clubbering time. You hear its clubbering time and then the cult of personality hits. I really hope they keep this for special occasions. I see he did do the exact same thing for Raw when he comes out and then the music hits. I think you keep that for the special occasions and the big fat fields, and that was
Yeah,
amazing.
agreed.
Both men come out and you're like, okay, we are going to get a classic here. And from minute one, it was just a hard fought, hard hitting main event. Both men felt like they actually despised each other. I felt like Roman Reigns was amazing in this match. CM Punk, I thought, was the MVP of this match between both of them. But I think Roman Reigns was excellent as well. And the story they told throughout the match, I thought was amazing. Like CM Punk having to go to the to the edges to beat Roman Reigns, and he still couldn't get it done at the end. His own body failed him, which he's been saying. That's been his whole thing.
Hmm.
I'm getting old, my body's getting the better of me, and in this main event, it was just too much for him. Like the last sequence was Roman Reigns falling from the rope. I don't like how they do this rope spot and
Yeah, I don't like it,
doing
man.
it. But in this context, I
It
can
does
kind of
kind of
let it
fit,
go
yeah.
because Roman Reigns' body just collapses on CM Punk, and it's just too much for CM Punk to get up. And Roman Reigns obviously hits a spear. CM Punk gets back up, he goes off the ropes, and Roman Reigns hits another spear, and that's how he wins. So, Lenny, I want to get your thoughts on the match, and then we'll just break down the match a bit more.
Yeah, I can't lie, I loved it. I mean, I don't think anyone could not love a match like that. I mean, it's what we needed personally after night one. Like you said, like it did feel completely different. So that's good. But no, I thought the pace was good. I've seen a lot of complaints online saying it was slow, but I think it was fine, honestly. I think it's exactly what it needed to be. No interferences, hard hitting. I mean, obviously, Punk bladed as well, which was nice to see. As we literally did see him do it outside outside the ring as always. But no, I thought it was close to a perfect match as you can get, and exactly what we needed.
Yeah, 100%. And from the first bell, I thought both men had their A game. You could tell, okay, this is a proper WrestleMania main event. And yeah, man, just happy for both men to kind of get this main event. Obviously, the plans have changed a lot. And this wasn't the original main event. We know it was meant to be Seth v Roman first, and Cody v Roman was meant to happen. Braun v Punk was meant to happen, and I'm glad these two got to do it on the biggest stage and put our classic. I thought both men brought their A game, and Roman Reigns played his role in this match really well. So did CM Punk. There was a one spot where but I think Roman Reigns put CM Punk through the announce table, and CM Punk's like, okay, I'll go to do the same thing, and then he gets on top of the rope similar to Undertaker WrestleMania 29 style. He elbow drops him through the table and the table breaks. Um, there was a one spot I really liked where Roman Reigns basically went for the Superman punch, and CM Punk just straight comes to the rope, kicks him in the head, and the next time Roman Reigns tried to do this Superman punch, he didn't do it right next to CM Punk. He actually did it outside of the ring, and then he comes out. He's
Mhm.
a Superman punch. I thought that was a really good spot. We actually watched this on stream, and I could tell we were all really into it. We were all really hyped for him. And Roman Reigns is the master of the near falls. That
Oh,
one
he's
near
so good,
that near
man.
fall actually got me. Like you can watch my reaction on stream. I was actually, I was actually super. I was like, "Is this how the match is gonna finish?" Basically, CM Punk takes off his tape on his wrist, right? He takes that off, like, okay, you can tell we were getting to the final stretch of the match,
Yeah, yeah,
and he basically throws that. The ref picks that up. The ref's back is turned. CM Punk just low blows Roman Reigns. We're like, flipping hell! Like
that's it, man.
he's got this desperate. He knows he can't be Roman Reigns 1-on-1, which is I mean, that was the whole story for the match, right? We were saying if
Yeah,
Roman Reigns has to win this, it has to be clean. There's no other way
100%.
our Roman Reigns to win this. The story you've been telling on TV is Roman Reigns is trying to prove himself without the bloodline, without Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, all his family. He's trying to prove, okay, I can do it on the biggest stage without needing anyone. CM Punk realized that too. CM Punk was like, okay, listen, Roman Reigns boys A game. How do I defeat him? I can't do it. It's too much for me. The referee's back stand. What does CM Punk do? He low blows Roman Reigns, and I was like, this is how we're gonna get the finish. And then obviously he hits the GTS and goes for the pin, and Roman Reigns kicks out right at the death. And I was actually bored by that finish. I thought that was one of the best near falls I've seen. It's up there. I would say it's as good as Undertaker v Triple H in Hell in a Cell when Shawn Michaels was special guest referee and he switching music
Hmm.
came into a pedigree. I don't think it was that good, but it is right up there, man. I thought it was amazing. That actually, brought a real kick out of me, and the match just never stopped. From it got from length to length, and I really enjoyed all of it, man. Were there any moments in the match that stuck out to you?
Um, yeah, like again, that spot was incredible. I can't lie. It was really really good. I also like when Roman had him kind of like stuck on the outside, and he was just hitting him with like Superman punch on Superman punch, and then hitting with a drive by. That was sick.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed this, man. Where would you rank it in your all-time WrestleMania events that you've watched live?
Oh, honestly, it's hard to say. Honestly, I can't lie because I'd be right. I ain't watched like all the old classics for years and years and years. Like my favorite
Yeah,
is it main event or are we just saying WrestleMania matches?
main events.
Main event, then yeah, it's up there to be honest because my favorite match is probably Shawn Undertaker. I don't think that main evented right.
Sean Taker Mania 25 did not main event.
Yeah, so that might be my favorite along with the Rhea triple threat. So in terms of main events, that it might be up there. I can't lie. Obviously, I was rewatching Rock and Stone Cold on the road to Mania, and I mean, was that main event or was it not?
What match?
WrestleMania 17, Rock,
Rock Washington.
Stone Cold.
Yeah, that was the main event.
Yeah, so it doesn't top that, but I mean, it's up there definitely.
Yeah, and Roman's performance in the main event I thought was unreal. Like, I don't think people are giving enough credit for Roman Reigns' performance in this main event. Like, when Roman locks in for a big fight, I
It's
think
so good.
there are few better on the whole planet. And listen, I think Roman Reigns' big dog character work wasn't the greatest, right? Like it was
Yeah.
really, really bad, I think, at times. And obviously it's not all down to him, it was down to the booker, Vince McMahon at that time, but he was still a good wrestler. Like he still put up really good matches in that era. I can think of guys like AJ Styles,
Hmm.
Cesaro, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins. I can think of a lot of wrestlers during that period where he just had great match after great match. Like I remember them two matches against AJ Styles. He just had really good matches, and that's what annoys me about Roman Reigns. I know he can lock in like this, really often, and that's why I just want to see him on TV more. And obviously, we'll get into his schedule that he's been talking about. He's going to be on TV more. But if we can get this Roman Reigns, just more frequently throughout the year, there's I don't think there's any reason for not having Roman Reigns in like your top 10, in my opinion. Like he's proven
Yeah,
it, right?
that's fair.
He's
Hmm.
proven it this year at WrestleMania. He proved it last year. I thought he was MVP of that triple threat, even though, Seth did win. I think Roman Reigns put in a great performance. Both nights of WrestleMania 40, I thought he put up a really good performance. 39 against Cody Rhodes. That was a really, really good villain performance, as they like to say. 38, I think that got cut short because of, I think Roman Reigns got injured. So that match only
Injured,
went like
yeah. Was that
10 to
that's
12
Brock,
minutes.
right?
Yeah, yeah, against Brock at
Yeah, yeah.
38. 37, I thought that triple threat was fantastic between Edge and Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns stacking them both. And then obviously, before that, he wasn't in his heel tribal chief era, so there are a few stinkers. I still think the Roman v Brock match was one of the best main events in
Hmm.
the company's history. Obviously, topped up by Seth's cash in, but 33, 34, 35, you can kind of exclude because again, it's hard to get a good match out of
Yeah.
Taker and Brock Lesnar that didn't really care at that time, and that Drew McIntyre match at WrestleMania 35 was pretty heatless. So again, I'm not going to put it all down to him, but his Mania CV since he, became the tribal chief, I think has been fantastic. It's up there with, we talk about how good Seth Rollins' CV is. I think it's up there with guys like Seth's CV, and yeah, man, I think Roman really turned it up, and CM Punk, man, CM Punk, 48 years old, I don't know, he is 48, 49, is still the best in the world. I don't know how he does it. This man has somehow managed to have two different peaks in the company. He had a peak
It's
when
stupid,
he
man.
was the best in the world from I'd say 2011 to 2013, where he had them matches with John Cena, the match with Undertaker, the match with Brock Lesnar. I think 2013 he was wrestler of the year in my opinion, and
Hmm.
to come back to the company in 2023, have that feud. I think you can put that in top five feuds of this decade with Drew McIntyre,
Oh,
topped up
definitely.
with that match Hell in a Cell with Drew McIntyre, and then obviously having this main event with Roman Reigns, and just overall his title run. I think he's been a really good title role, the best title run in my opinion since the first one with Seth Rollins. I think it's been that good. Braun Breaker match, two Finn Balor matches, and now this Roman Reigns match has really and that AJ Styles match, which I did forget about because he got cut short. But Finn Balor, I thought he's been really good, man. Like he's put everything into this title reign to make this title mean something, and I think he's deserved this main event. Like obviously he had the main event last year, which was fantastic, but I think he's deserved a one-to-one main event at WrestleMania, with a guy like Roman Reigns. So yeah, man, it's just crazy how this man's at two different peaks in it.
Honestly, I knew he was obviously getting on right. I thought he was early 40s, bro, honestly. It is actually quite crazy how good he is at that age. And I know obviously, it's not like real combat sports and yada yada yada, but like it's the stuff he has to put his body through and to keep up the I mean, I've seen a few pictures today of his physique and it's like, bro, he guy's nearly 50,
It's
like
crazy.
he's nearly 50. He works full time at this. And it's like, okay, he doesn't wrestle every week or whatever or whatnot, but like it's actually crazy what he does. And he's arguably so far in 2026 been wrestler of the year for WWE. Arguably, you could make a case for it, definitely.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think if you take all the rest of the company right now, I would say him and maybe Gunther have a case for wrestler of the year. I thought Gunther did has had a really strong 2026, I'd say, uh, because he had a match with Gunther at Rumble. He had them
Yeah.
TV matches with Dragon Lee, which I thought was amazing, and this match with Seth I thought was really good as well. So he's had three really good matches on TV. But overall, talking about character work, storytelling, and matches, I'd say it probably edges out to CM Punk because the story he's been telling on TV for us that okay, listen, I beat Braun Breaker, but I just about beat Braun Breaker because it was due to Braun Breaker's own mistake, right? Braun Breaker got too rash, he got too
Yeah.
giddy, and he basically cost him. With the Finn Balor matches, he's like, okay, listen, I just about beat Finn Balor. It wasn't like I was so much better than Finn Balor. And going into this match with Roman Reigns, he was, you could say, overconfident. He was like, okay,
Hmm.
I'm gonna beat Roman Reigns because I'm better than Roman Reigns, right? And he's coming into this match, and obviously Roman Reigns has put up a really good babyface performance. CM Punk even had to low blow him to try to get the victory, and even that never worked. And his body just collapsed on him. It was too much for him. I was gonna do a really similar story if I was the booker with Obafemi at SummerSlam, but I would have had it Obafemi just beat him more decisively if you get what I mean. But
Yeah. Yeah.
again, doing this story here with Roman Reigns, I have no complaints about just because of how great the match was. Like both guys gave it their all, and at the end, Roman Reigns just about beat CM Punk. So yeah, man. A WrestleMania Classic honestly saved both nights. To be honest, like we
Oh,
talk about
definitely.
now, one being saved by Gunther v Seth, but I think as overall, I thought this event, like no one's gonna call this one of the worst WrestleManias of all time, or
Oh yeah.
an underwhelming
No
WrestleMania as
chance.
a whole because of this match, right? Like you put a classic match,
Hmm.
and like we could talk about WrestleMania 25 being underwhelming, but no one really talks about it being underwhelming because of that classic between Shawn and Taker, right? We talk about okay,
Yeah.
listen, this card had that match on, and I can say this is a really similar thing to this card with Roman Reigns and CM Punk just putting up a great match, man. And yeah, man, that was the main event of night two. We will talk about what happened on Raw afterwards, but and what's gonna happen next for CM Punk because I'm really interested with what happens next for CM Punk, especially with that promo we got on Raw with Cody Rhodes. But we'll go onto the night one main event now. Oh my,
Jesus Christ.
Cody
It
Rhodes
just
against Randy Orton. Lenny, I'll let you start off with this one.
it just sums up. It honestly just sums up the road and the build to WrestleMania. Like in some weird way, it felt like the build and everything else to Mania was night one, and hopefully night two is like what we we can like now look forward to it being, if that makes sense. It's really weird. Like it almost felt like I don't know. I hope it's good and stuff, but like Yeah, it just summed up TKO, didn't it? Like, just they had an idea, they put it through, everyone hated it, so they quickly had to like scrap it out the plans, and then it just ruins their main event. Like, okay, you had Pat McAfee uh basically killed out the match by Jelly Roll in the first 2 minutes. And I thought, I was like, you know what, actually, okay, I like this more than him cost him at the end, right? Get it out the way quickly. Jelly Rolls in bits. Pat's being stretched out. Good, fine, great. Like, let's get to the match now. And that happened in the first. I think the Belgian ring did it until after that happened.
Yeah,
So I was like, good, nice. That's out the way with. And we might actually get like a proper 30-minute wrestling match of Cody and Randy. And yeah, the match was good. Like, it was a bit odd because Cody was quite kind of wrestling as a heel, so it was a bit weird. And then the match was decent. It wasn't unbelievable. It wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. It was a decent match. And then obviously we get the whole ref gets RKO'd. Um, Pat comes in, and the thing is, I actually did like the whole Pat coming in and counting for Randy, but the where it doesn't make sense is if the whole thing is Pat that wants Randy to win, why didn't he fast count? Like, why does, and then obviously we understand why it had to happen because obviously he had to get RKO'd, right? But like, it just, so many things in that match just didn't really make sense. Why was Cody wrestling as a heel so much? And then the whole Pat thing, and then the whole, what if he wants Randy to win, why isn't he not, counting quick? And then the whole aftermath of the match is just, you can punt Cody after the match, but why not do it during the match? Like, they really should have had the moment where Pat McAfee slow counts, he gets RKO'd, and then Cody hits him with a crossroads. And I can't exactly remember if a new ref came out or the same ref that was outside just slipped into the ring and counted. I think it was that. I think the ref came in and counted. You could have had a fake out there, and then Randy hits him with an RKO, punts him, and wins. I think that makes a lot more sense than just what actually happened, and then the ending, the aftermath of the match. It just doesn't. It didn't really make much sense. It just felt really thrown together because they were panicked about the whole Pat McAfee stuff. The aftermath of the match.
oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, man, this main event was really, really weird. Like, obviously, it starts off, and I think at some point we were all expecting Pat McAfee interference. I don't know if that was to
Yeah.
start off the match. We were saying, okay, listen, he's gonna get involved, Jerry Roll's gonna get involved, and it's just gonna be a bullshit main event, right?
Hmm.
The way they went about this match was really strange, and to be honest, they shot themselves in the foot themselves because it could have been great. Like, he had the potential to be great from the get go. So obviously, um, they both come out. I thought Cody's entrance was amazing. To be honest, he's showing all his old gears, Stardust when he first debuted,
That
and
was so
obviously
cool.
the current American Hammer. I thought it was really cool. Like, Cody's entrances are always so good, and this might be one of my favorites ever, to be honest. And then obviously Randy Orton comes out. I think before both of them, Pat McAfee is actually the one who comes out first, which yeah. Obviously they come out, and then before the bell rings, like you said, Pat McAfee just attacks Cody Rhodes, and they just take out Cody Rhodes. Obviously, then Cody Rhodes takes out Pat McAfee, puts him on the table. Jelly Rolls rather, Jelly Roll, frog splashes. I don't know if you call that frog splash or whatever it was. He puts Pat McAfee through the table, and they obviously wheel out Pat McAfee. And at that point, I'm thinking, oh my god, like, last 5 minutes of the match, Pat McAfee's gonna get involved. He's probably gonna low blow Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton's gonna punt Cody Rhodes, and he's gonna win the match. Right? I think we all had a similar feeling.
Hmm.
I was even on
Yeah.
Steam saying, "Oh, listen, I'm not buying this. Pat McAfee injury. He's gonna come back and he's gonna cost Cody Rhodes the match." Like, yeah, whatever. But obviously, the actual match was really interesting to me because it was really, really weird watching Cody Rhodes wrestle as the big guy and the heel at the same time, whereas Randy felt like he was the sympathetic babyface who was selling his back injury. I don't know if it
Yeah.
was only me who felt like that. It was like, okay, are we meant to sympathize with Randy Orton here, or are we meant to get behind the babyface? So that, I don't know who produced this match, but that part of it was really weird. Like, I think you messed that up. Randy Orton should not be the one you meant to be sympathizing with here. Obviously, he's got the back injury. The selling is great. I think Randy Orton did a very good job at selling that. But I'm meant to be sympathizing with Cody Rhodes here. I mean, he's meant to be the
literally.
sympathetic babyface, not Randy Orton. So that was really, really weird. But obviously, the match as a whole, if you ignore all that, I thought it was a solid match. Like I didn't think it was a bad match overall. I think it was slow at times, but obviously they were building up.
Yeah.
I'd probably say it was better than the Cody v Cena match, in my opinion. Like obviously, Cena was working heel and he was working slow on purpose, but I felt
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
this match was actually fine. I don't think it's better than the King of the Ring match they had last year. I think that was a really solid match, but obviously this had a lot of bullshit around it too. So obviously the match is fine, right? And then
Yeah.
ref bump. I think we were all expecting a ref bump at
Oh,
some time.
definitely.
Surprise, surprise, ref bump in a main event. So we got that, and then who comes running down the ring? I remember on stream I called it a second before it happened. I go watch Pat McAfee come running down, and that's exactly what happened. Pat McAfee comes running down the ring and gets in the ring. And first, obviously, he counts. Even it's one, two, and like he said, why couldn't he just do a fast count? Like it
Literally.
was really stupid. Like you're in control of this. You've come out in a referee t-shirt. What stops you from doing making a fast
That
count?
makes
So
sense.
again, that was really stupid. So he comes out and obviously Cody Rhodes kicks out if it's a normal kick out. Then Pat McAfee's like, come on, finish Cody Rhodes here, Randy Orton. And I could tell the RKO was coming, but I
Oh,
didn't know he
yeah.
was actually going to do it. Like, when they position themselves for the RKO, and then the RKO hits. The RKO hits on Pat McAfee. And I'm like, okay. Like, I was confused, but I was like, okay, let's see where this goes. Like, is Cody Rhodes going to punt? Is Cody Rhodes going to turn on Pat McAfee because he's used Pat McAfee for what he needed? Is he just going to hit the punt and he's just going to be Cody Rhodes? But no, Cody Rhodes took advantage and beat Randy Orton, and I was kind of really confused. I was like, okay, Cody Rhodes has won, which first of all means no more Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee
Good
said, okay,
stuff.
if Randy Orton doesn't win, I'm out of wrestling as a whole, which again is a massive positive. I've hated Pat McAfee since he's been involved in this feud, so I was like, okay. Then after the match, I'm like, okay, this feud is gonna probably carry on. Randy's probably gonna win the title in the next few months. He's probably gonna use the punt then to win it. But then he just punts Cody Rhodes, and I'm there like Michael Cole's there on commentary saying he's shown his true colors, and I'm like, what has Randy Orton been doing for the past few weeks?
Literally.
Did he not show
Has he
his
not been showing it?
Did he not show his true colors when he bashed Cody Rhodes with a chair on the table? Like, what was that not him showing his true colors? And I was just sat there so confused. Like you could see me on stream actually visibly looking confused after him hitting the point. I'm like, what's the point of you hitting the point when it's not gonna result you in winning the title? Like you're not showing your true colors because we've already seen your true colors. So what I don't know what that was trying to establish at all. So I'm there left really confused because I'm like, when Randy Orton's gonna win the title, surely he wins the title by using the punt and not by, using the punt on a post-match angle just to further the storyline. So on top of night one being dreadful, this just put the cherry on the top, right? Like, TKO, what are you doing here? So to me, it feels like the company has heard the backlash of all this Pat McAfee stuff. They've heard not a single person likes it. The rest in the company don't like it. Guys like Damian Priest, Cody Rhodes,
Yeah.
they've come out and said it's bad.
Punk.
Cody Rhodes called it the worst ever angle. CM Punk's obviously called it out on national TV. They've know it's not working. How do we rectify this? Let's have Randy Orton argue or Pat McAfee, but let's have Cody Rhodes win here, and then obviously we can further this storyline. Maybe let's say it won't be backlash because Cody Rhodes is injured. Maybe Clash in Italy, maybe the PLE after that, maybe SummerSlam. We can have Randy Orton finally win the belt by using the punt. Why was the punt used here? Lenny, do you have
Literally.
any explanation why the punt was used here? Because I don't.
It don't make sense. Like, yeah, the whole point of Randy doing it is to win the belt, right? You build up to that moment, and it just screams, oh, they wanted a mania moment. Which if he used it to win the belt, it's perfect. He hasn't won 15, and he's had to bring back the punt, which he hasn't used since God knows how long to get the job done. and he wins the belt, and it's I don't want to say perfect, but a very fitting end to the match, and maybe not even ended a feud. Maybe they would have carried on for the next few months, whatnot. But it's like I don't get why you would use it. It doesn't make any sense to be using it post match. You could have just hit him with the title, RKO'd him, used the belt. His eye still would have been messed up. I'm guessing the whole point was to use it to then write Cody off TV, and it just kind of it's kind of unlucky that he also got injured in the process, so he's kind of written off anyway. But they wanted to use that. They wanted to use the punt to write him off, which now they have done. But also the fact is, he's now injured. He's got an orbital injury, which he can't wrestle anyway. So I bet they're shooting themselves in the foot now. But it's just I just don't get it. I really don't. This only makes sense if you're gonna have Cody give up the belt, Cody and Randy just not do anything to each other for months, and then revisit it really late into the next few PLEs, like really late, like if that's SummerSlam, which is I think a good few months, or even Mania again, which I'd hopefully not. I mean, that if that was the plan, then fuck me. But I just it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I'm assuming then they're gonna have it at Backlash now. Not Backlash, sorry, because Cody's injured. SummerSlam. But then again, it's like if when Randy wins it, it's just going to be anticlimactic because he's already used the punt if he uses it again. So just really odd decision, really odd decision. But it's TKO, so can't be too surprised.
He's gonna 100% use the punt to win the title, which, like you said, will feel kind of anticlimactic because he's already used it. Like,
Yeah,
they've been teasing this punt for such a long time, right? Since Orton's comeback from injury in 2023, he teased it last year in the King of the Ring final. Like, he was okay, I might hit the
yeah,
punt, but he never hit it. He teased it against Kevin Owens in that feud.
Kevin
Obviously,
Owens, yeah.
Kevin Owens got injured, and I think that was the plan to use it there, like to be Kevin Owens. He was going to use the punt and get this massive babyface reaction, which fair enough. But obviously, Kevin Owens got injured, and obviously that feud did happened. He's not going to use it on an open challenge against Joe Hendry, right? Like that's basically
Yeah.
point. So listen, we were like, okay, the perfect time would be WrestleMania. You can have him, punt Cody Rhodes to win the title to win 15. Makes perfect sense.
Hmm.
I'd say a few months ago, we were thinking, okay, it might be a four-way, right? Like it might be four-way for the title, it
Yeah.
might be Jacob,
Drew,
Drew,
Jacob,
Cody,
Drew, yeah.
Randy, yeah, and he could use the punt there to win it. Maybe it could work here if Cody Rhodes retained and he was still a babyface and used it. It could kind of work. Obviously, still he wouldn't win the title, and maybe he'd just turn heel at WrestleMania, or maybe it'd be a four-way and he'd win the title at WrestleMania as a heel after turning on in the match. So he might have, let's say, let's even say if it was a 1-on-1 match, two baby
Hmm.
faces going at it, right?
Yeah.
Randy low blows Cody Rhodes behind the referee's back, then punts it, and then he officially turns heel at WrestleMania. Why is Michael Cole saying he's showing his true colors when he's been a
Shit,
heel for
just
the last few weeks?
Michael Cole has been washed for months and months
I
and
don't know
months
if
and
he's
months and months.
I don't know if someone's put that in his ear to say. I'm pretty sure Triple H ain't that stupid, but he said that, and I'm sat there like, no, 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 Michael Cole. We've seen Orton's true colors
When he ripped off his shirt and made him
for the
bleed, like
last
that's
four
that
or
that
five
was
weeks.
showing his
Yeah,
true colors.
when
Yeah.
on the first angle where he bashed his head with the chair, then he hit him with the steel steps and everything. That's when we seen his true colors. Him using the punt ain't his true colors. That's just putting the cherry on the top for him actually win the title, right? And I don't get what angle they're trying to go with here. It made no sense to me at all, and I'm kind of confused because obviously Cody Rhodes is written off TV right now. I don't think that was the plan because the injury he got was apparently off the punch Randy Orton threw on Cody Rhodes during the match. It wasn't the punt.
Yeah.
So now Cody's off TV. Your champion is off TV. Randy Orton looks like a douchebag, to be honest, because he's all cured Pat McAfee obviously to get that stuff gone, but then he's
Hmm.
lost the title and now he's injured the champion. Cody Rhodes ain't on TV. Lenny, what would you do with the world title? And would you have Randy and Cody face each other before SummerSlam?
I would take the belt off Cody. Like I would take it off Cody. Like I think you take it off Cody. I don't know exactly what you would do personally, but I mean, obviously, the news that we got from Mania Night Two, which Roman being full time, which thank the heavens, by the way, because imagine Roman wasn't full time.
Oh
To
yeah.
be fair, he is very lucky that there obviously there must have been conversations before Mania of Roman being full time again for the next this summer, basically, right? Because imagine there wasn't no conversations, and then all of a sudden Cody gets injured, and you've got Cody and Randy as champs, and like one's injured and one's on holiday all the time. That would have been very interesting. So again, I would like to say he should relinquish the belt, but like then I don't have an idea to what you can do in this short amount of time he's going to be out. I don't know how long he's going to be out for. If he's out for maybe a month, then I mean you can just have him cut promos, right? Have him cut promos for the next few weeks, and then yeah, I guess it's just going to be that, right? It's just going to be him cutting promos on Cody about on Randy, sorry, of him injuring him, and then we get it at SummerSlam, which is completely fair enough, and I do like that. So, but yeah, that's pretty much how I see it. Him dropping the belt and then getting like us getting like a cool little feud between two guys would be really cool. But I don't think he's got like a fractured eye socket which would have him out for like 6 months. I think it's probably like a month and a half maybe to where he misses Backlash and then he'll be fine. So yeah, I think it should be promos with Cody for a bit.
Yeah, it is a really weird one because obviously we don't know the extent of his injury. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. He was there on obviously Raw, cutting that promo with CM Punk, setting up that match for later down the line.
Yeah.
I think Randy Orton still has to win the title. I don't think you can end this feud like this. Obviously,
Oh yeah, no way.
I think no one likes a post-match angle at WrestleMania to further the storyline. Last year, obviously, we had the Paul Heyman stuff, but that felt like a conclusion, moving on to the next chapter, right? Like, okay, we're doing all
Hmm.
this stuff with Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk. Now let's move on to the Vision. And the year before that, it was the WrestleMania 40 now on. It was leading something into the next night, which was gonna culminate another story. And the same thing with the WrestleMania 39 now on. It was okay. This is the end of the Bloodline storyline for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, right? It's gonna be them beating the Usos. And 38 now one was obviously, Bianca and Sasha having no, that was the year before. It was Kevin Owens and Stone Cold Steve Austin. So it's never felt like, we're gonna further the storyline using a match at WrestleMania. Like the only real time I can think of that happening is the Miz with John Cena, right?
Hmm.
The Rock was used basically to set up their WrestleMania main event for WrestleMania 28. But again, that wasn't furthering the Miz with John Cena, was it? It was furthering a different whole storyline, and it feels like for this one for me, I don't like it when they use WrestleMania to advance storylines. Like
It makes no sense, man. It should be the
either
pinnacle.
exactly. And with this feud, I never expected it to be a one match and done thing. Like I always expected it to go past WrestleMania. I thought Randy would win on WrestleMania. Maybe Cody Rhodes goes away for a while, comes back, and they have their match at SummerSlam or something like that. I was expecting something really similar to what they did with John Cena. But him losing here is like, what was the point of it? Like, I don't know whose decision it was to have Randy Orton lose. Apparently, the decision for most part was gonna have Randy Orton win, but I just don't get it, man. Like, maybe they scrapped the whole TKO thing. How cool would it have been if Randy Orton RKO'd Pat McAfee straight after that he went for the punt and punted Cody Rhodes? How
Yeah,
cool would
would have
that
been
have
so
been?
so
Like,
good.
you've used Pat McAfee to get what you've done, right? Like, you've got into Cody Rhodes' head using someone else. You've done everything. You've basically broken Cody Rhodes, and now the cherry on the top is for you to hit the punt and beat Cody Rhodes. How cool would that have been to for Randy Orton winning 15 to what actually happened? Like, that would have been 10 times more cooler. Like, okay, listen, Pat McAfee, thank you for everything. I can get rid of you now. RKO, bank. But now I can actually also be Cody Rhodes. But obviously, with the stipulation being that Pat McAfee only goes from wrestling if Randy Orton loses, they kind of shot themselves in the foot there. But again, if Randy Orton RKO then punted Pat McAfee after he beat Cody Rhodes, that would have still been amazing. So they went about this the worst way possible, to be honest. Like, I just got nothing at all from this. Made no sense to me, and Yeah, man, like a really contrast to the night two main event, which was like two guys wrestling for 30 minutes, putting up a classic, no interferences, no shenanigans at all, just two, guys putting up a WrestleMania main event in a stadium. Whereas this match felt like a lot of bullshit, a lot of TKO nonsense. The company being like, okay, this angle with Pat McAfee ain't working, let's just scrap it in the main event. And yeah, man, like I'd have even preferred even on SmackDown if Randy Orton or Pat McAfee there and just beat the living shit out of him there. Like I would have actually preferred that instead of it happening, you know, at WrestleMania. So yeah, man, just a really, really weird WrestleMania main event. I don't know if I'd put it in like the worst WrestleMania main events because the actual match I didn't mind. It was just all the bullshit, before it and after it, which just made no sense to me. So, I mean, going out to WrestleMania basically means that no more Pat McAfee and this Cody Rhodes and
Currently.
Randy Orton feud is gonna carry on for God knows how long. Probably SummerSlam, to be honest, where I know this company too well to the point they'll run this match back at SummerSlam, and Randy Orton will probably punt Cody Rhodes again now win the title at SummerSlam. I can just see that happening. I really hope that's not the case. Like you've got this feud going on. I want a match, a clash in Italy. I want a match and maybe, you know, um King of the Ring even. Like give them the main event spot there. I want something between these two men that, you know, we get some kind of match or storyline progression before SummerSlam because I can see them doing it, the rematch at SummerSlam. If you were the booker, Lenny, how would you go about this storyline? And how would you? Obviously, I think Randy Orton will win the title. Would you do it at SummerSlam or would you pull the trigger before then?
Um, I would probably say SummerSlam. Yeah, I mean it's a massive match. Obviously, it's a massive match. It's a rematch. I think you do it at SummerSlam. I think you have a few promos with Cody in the next few weeks just to get him by until he's somewhat healthy again, and then obviously, I mean, maybe he probably will attack Randy at some point, and it'll be quite like a heelish, like, and not a heel turn, but it'll be like one of those kind of segments where he just batters Randy, puts him through the announce table, maybe even get the steps out and do a similar thing, and then they face off at Summer. I think that's the way to go, and then Randy finally wins the belt at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the way they're gonna go. If it was me, I just pull the trigger on a B level pay per view. Like them PLEs don't mean anything right now. You
Uh
put your
huh.
big matches on here, you do that. You have Randy Orton maybe win the title, a clash in Italy or something like that. But obviously, I don't see that happening. I do see them extending this feud to SummerSlam, which is kind of a shame to be honest. Like that's what right now we're in April, May, June, July, August. That's about 3 4 months, and I don't want them to extend this feud a lot long. Obviously, if Randy Orton won the belt, maybe he'd have feuded with someone else before he got back to Cody Rhodes. But yeah, they are going down this angle. So it will be really interesting to see what happens on SmackDown tomorrow. I think it will probably tell us the landscape for the next few weeks at least. Like Randy Orton's probably going to come out, cut a promo, want a rematch against Cody Rhodes, and then I expect Cody Rhodes to cut some kind of promo too. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens on SmackDown tomorrow. But yeah, man, that was the night one WrestleMania main event in a nutshell. Again, like I said, a contrast to the night two main event, which was really good. So we'll move on to the rest of the card. Night one opens with John Cena. So obviously, John Cena comes out. The man who closed WrestleMania 41 opens WrestleMania 42 in his suit. He comes out and obviously, does the normal babyface promo to the crowd, and then obviously leads us into WrestleMania. And then the first match of the evening is I Show Speed and the Vision against Elena and the Usos. As a match, I didn't really care about it to be honest. I thought
Yeah.
the offense Speed got in. I think he got a power slam in there or body slam. He got that in, but that he was there to cost the Vision. Like I said, what would happen? He cost the Vision accidentally because he, shows Austin Theory. Obviously, I think it was LA Knight who took advantage of that. Austin Theory gets pinned and they win the match. After the match, Logan Paul comes out. Logan Paul obviously is bare furious that Speed cost him the match and he hits Speed. and he's about to put him through the table until the babyfaces make the save. Elena and the Usos, they obviously make the save. Speed goes up for frog splash, a
Fucking
really
hell,
really
man.
good view to be honest, and he puts Logan Paul through the announce table, which was really impressive, man. Like that frog splash, the way Speed hit it, like fair enough, man. That
Really got
was a
some
really
air on it,
good
man.
fact. That was a really really good frog splash. So yeah, man. I mean, there's not much to talk about this match. I think it was done for this viral. Excuse me, this viral moment as to just get Speed on top of the ropes and hit him through the table with Logan Paul. I think that was the only reason this match was made. Personally, I wouldn't have had this open WrestleMania. I think to get the crowd hyped for the show, it was a nice post match angle, but I don't think there was anything special during the match to be like, okay, this is the WrestleMania feeling. I'd have actually had maybe Drewy Jacob and make that a bit more hard hitting, like actually give it that unsanctioned feel. But apparently they were on ESPN and they, couldn't make it an actual hardcore match, which I'd have actually liked. But not really many complaints. I didn't expect the 6-man tag to be, a 5-star classic. I didn't expect Speed to, get this viral moment, and we actually got that. So to be honest, even though the match was underwhelming, it was kind of done for this viral moment, so not really any complaints from me.
Yeah, I mean, it was a story that needed telling. Obviously, it didn't have bad build up. To be fair, actually, one of the better builds to Mania. Funny enough. Um, Again, I mean, this is where celebs should be in these little, not mid card, but like lower down the card, little bit of fun, innocent fun, like nothing, no issues with it whatsoever. Obviously, the Mania moment for Speed, again, great. He done great in it, and that's yeah. I completely agree with you. It shouldn't have kicked off Mania. It should have been Drew versus Jacob, but again, the whole ESPN first hour, they've got to be kind of PG, so not too much can happen. But yeah, it wasn't a great kickoff match. Well, if it was a kickoff show match, it would have been great. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, nothing to shout home about really. Just yeah, it was okay. It had a cool moment at the end, and that's about it really. Can't complain too much.
Yeah, I mean, what I've seen from Speed, I think if he puts his full effort into this, he'll be a really good professional wrestler. Like he's obviously got the charisma. He can move really well. I mean, we just seen glimpses of it this match. He can move really really well. So listen, if he puts his all into this, which he probably won't, like he's got his own things he's doing. He's streaming doing
Yeah,
really well. I don't think he's gonna take wrestling full time. But I mean, maybe he does. Logan Paul did it for a while. He's been on TV for I'd say the past 6 months, basically doing it full time. So yeah, I mean, I hope Speed is there full time, but I don't think he's bothered. And giving a match here, maybe something at SummerSlam probably next, and then next WrestleMania, I think will probably be enough, or maybe a Royal Rumble appearance here and there. So yeah, man, like you said, this is the spot where celebrity should be. Perfect spots, giving us these viral moments, not near the main event, not costing the main event stars or not being near them, not derailing their storylines. They don't need touching. But fun moments here, like there wasn't really any storyline between the Vision and the Usos. It was just them having a match and costing each other. LA Knight's been feuding with the Vision for the past year, so that kind of makes sense. I hope he really
hmm
passed that. It looks like he's passed that with the backstage segment here with Gunther on Raw. But yeah, man, no, not really any complaints from me from this match. Obviously I didn't expect much, so that's probably why. But Speed hitting the frog splash was, the purpose of the whole match. So, yep, fine with me. Moving on to the next match. I'm pretty sure it was Drew McIntyre versus Jacob
yeah,
Fletcher, wasn't it?
yeah.
This match, I don't know about you, Lenny, but I just kind of expected more. Like,
Oh,
I
I
don't,
was so disappointed, man.
I don't think it had that unsanctioned feeling a WrestleMania match has got to give you. And maybe that's a company thing, right? Like, War Games has become, I think, for the company where it's not AEW runs blood and guts. That's how War Games actually should be. Like it should
Yeah,
be hardcore, it should be blood, it should be everything. War Games just feels too
watered
manufactured,
down.
doing for the entrances, let's get, all from out separately. And especially this year, they had everyone come out to their theme song instead of being in them cages. So
Yeah,
yeah, again, This match, as a normal match, I think is fine. I think it was a really solid match. Nothing amazing from both guys. I think both of them are really fun spots in the whole match. Jacob Fatu hitting the moonsault through the table, I thought was really good. I really enjoyed the finish, and I think we all expected Jacob Fatu to win this match. And obviously, we talk about what he's gone on to do later on. But Drew McIntyre, I think over the last year has been done so dirty since
Oh
WrestleMania
man.
41 for the last year. So let's just go through his full timeline, right? So I think he beat, yeah, he did beat Priest. I was thinking whether he lost against Priest. He beat Priest last WrestleMania. After that, I think at Backlash, he was in some four-way for the US title. It was
Yeah, him,
Jacob
Jacob.
against Drew, was it LA Knight?
I think
And
so.
LA Knight and someone else. I can't remember who it was now, but he was in the four-way at Backlash last year. Let me just have a look who that Backlash match was against. Let me
Who
just
was it?
pull it up.
Because I
It was
remember
for
Drew came down to the mid cards and he had a few
ah
qualifying matches.
okay, yeah, it was Jacob Fatu, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, and Jamie Priest. So it's basically two feuds
There you go.
into one with each other, yeah. And after that, he was still feuding with Damien Priest, right? He had a match on a Saturday night main event
Yeah,
against Damien Priest in the steel cage where Damien
he
Priest won.
lost.
I think. Yeah, Damien
Yeah,
Priest won.
Priest won. He hit him with the thing with the chair around his neck. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
something like that.
That was the feud enter for that, wasn't it? Because then he moved
Yeah,
on
yeah.
to yeah, flipping hell, man. He lost that feud basically. Moving on to stuff with Randy Orton, he was teaming with Logan Paul at SummerSlam to face Randy Orton and Jerry Roll. He did win that. Then we're like, okay, he's gonna get a title shot now, and obviously he got what three title shots before he actually won the title.
Yeah,
Some bullshit we got at WrestlePalooza. He had a Saturday Night Main Event match which he never won. A SmackDown match, I remember he never won. Then we were like, okay, surely he can't lose on the fourth go at Berlin. And lo and behold, it was Jacob Fatu who did cost Drew McIntyre and not cost Drew McIntyre. He was the one who actually got in the ring, who cost Cody Rhodes at the time. And Drew McIntyre did win the title and had what a 1 month reign, a bit more than that, I think it
about
was
that.
maybe
Yeah,
a month and a half. Faced Sami Zayn at Rumble in a nothing match, to be honest. Like a really nothing match, a heatless match for the title. Defended it against Cody Rhodes again after Drew got involved in the chamber. Nick Aldis basically made him defend it again. Lost that match in another heatless match, and then's gone on to lose to Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania.
Mania.
Horrible year for Drew McIntyre. He's put his all into it. I can tell he's tried his best to make this work. Like you can tell with the stuff he does on social media. You might find it corny, but he's doing his best to promote the matches, isn't he?
100%.
Like the Cody Rhodes matches, even the Jacob Fatu matches, he was doing all that, stuff with Jacob Fatu being in prison before. I thought it was really good. It was one of my better builds for WrestleMania up there with Ober v Brock. And he's lost this match now. For me, Drew McIntyre needs a serious, I want to say character shift or even character development. I just think maybe he needs to move brands. Maybe he needs to do something to make him feel fresh again. Like he's gonna come back. He's gonna probably feud with another guy in the upper mid card main event scene. I can't think of anyone right now who he can feud with because SmackDown's really thin at the moment. Jacob Fatu just move over to Raw. Feud with someone, probably pull them over and lose again. And it's looking rough for Drew McIntyre because Lenny, what do you see next for him?
Yeah, I do like the whole switch there because it feels like he's faced off against everyone in the brand he's in. So maybe a switch would help. I mean, I don't know, man. Like he's actually been cucked for ages. Like even it even starts from getting cucked by CM Punk in Scotland,
Oh yeah,
where he should have won the belt, but he didn't. But yeah, I don't know, man. Something needs to happen. I think keep him as this heel. I think he's so good at it. Like I don't think you can make him a baby face. Like nah, like keep him as a heel. Maybe switch brands, and then I really don't know, man. I really don't know because it just feels like whenever whenever he's there and he's got momentum, it just seems like every time WWE just slam the door in his face and it's like it makes sense now, but no, we're not going to do that. And then the one time he does win the belt, everyone's shocked and like, oh my god, this is sick. He gets what two defenses and then randomly gets given like just makes no sense. Gets given another defense the day after or whatever, where he's got to face Cody, and we're now like, okay, so Mania is the next PLE. He's definitely losing. Like he just is, because why would you have this match? And then lo and behold, he loses. So yeah, it just, I don't know, man. It just feels quite shitty for him. Maybe moving brands, like you said. I don't think they'll probably make him go for a mid card title. That's probably too beneath him. But yeah, I'm not sure, man. It's not looking good.
It's kind of tough one for Drew McIntyre because I think on the SmackDown scene he's still capable of being in the main event scene. I don't think the SmackDown scene's too stacked. Unlike Rose, I think Rose is really stacked. SmackDown isn't that stacked. He'll still be around the main event scene, but I just don't see him feuding next because obviously Jacob Fight is moving over. Cody and Randy will be in the main storyline on that show. Maybe they can move someone over from Raw to feud with him. I don't know, but it looks like he'll be off TV for a while because he's filming something in Scotland. I think Highlander,
Hmm.
something like that. He's
Yeah,
filming
yeah, yeah,
Scotland. I don't see him being back for the next month. Maybe he makes his return clash in Italy because he's European. Maybe after that. But yeah, man, he's kind of tough one for Drew McIntyre. I hope he does come back and I hope he does gain some momentum because since that Punk feud, bro, nothing's gone right for him, has it? Like
Oh
nothing
man,
at all has
it's
gone
been
right
rough
for
for
him.
him.
Punk feud, and that was like, okay, listen, he's put everything into this feud, made it work his best, even though Punk was injured for a bit, right? And
Yeah,
what the company just didn't reward him with anything. And since that, I think when he faced Punk in the Hell in a Cell match, his stocks were at all-time high, right? But oh, listen, he's had this feud with CM Punk's been really good. They were this all-time Hell in a Cell match. Let's see where Drew McIntyre goes next. Surely you put him in a world title program, and nope, doing mid-card stuff with Damien Priest. I mean, I was saying last Royal Rumble, to be honest. I was saying maybe Drew can win the Rumble. Maybe he can
yeah, yeah.
face, I don't know. Maybe they gave him Roman Reigns to do the Bloodline Hunter at WrestleMania. I'd be really moved by that. But
Oh
obviously, they didn't go
man,
down that
would have been
direction.
cool.
A really missed opportunity. And instead, we've had him linger around the mid card scene, go into the main event scene, lose a few times to Cody Rhodes, win the title, lose it again because of Jacob Fatu, feud with Jacob Fatu, and lose to Jacob Fatu WrestleMania. So, yeah, it'd be really interesting to see what's next for Drew McIntyre. But yeah, man, I thought this match was okay. Didn't really, blow me out the water. So moving on to the next match. What was the next match? Was it the tag match?
The women's tag match, I think so.
Let me have a look. Just pull it out now. It was the tag match. First thing I want to say is screw PW Insider for ruining the page
Oh
return.
man,
I can't believe they spoiled it a day before the event. Like, the
fucking
event took
pathetic.
place on Saturday and they ruined it on the Friday. Like, it was crazy to me. And listen, I think we all kind of expected. Nikki Bella was reported injured throughout the week, right? We were like, okay, who's gonna be the replacement? Maybe they put the Kabuki Warriors in the match instead, right? Maybe they
Yep.
do. They just take out the Bella twins as a whole and put in Kabuki Warriors, and we can get them challenging for the titles. And obviously, they didn't go down that direction. And when it was reported that okay, Paige is gonna come back to the company, we all pretty much said, okay, listen, she's probably gonna take Nikki Bella's spot, and we'll have her, you know, there instead. And lo and behold, that's what happened. She comes out. I thought it was a really good pop. I thought it was a fantastic pop. One of the few good things about WrestleMania Night One was her pop and probably the Gunther Seth match. I think there was nothing else
Yeah.
to rave on about. So obviously this match, it was okay. It wasn't really great because I mean we haven't really spoke about the match times, but nothing at all on night one got the time it deserved. This match I think got 8 minutes,
Ridiculous.
which was stupid. Like WrestleMania should not be giving 8 9 minute matches. It's WrestleMania for God's sake. I did that Hogan documentary pissed me off so much.
Bro,
Uh
it's
it
crazy,
was
man.
it was after every match, meaning it would have been on 7 times on night one and 6 times on night two. That's 13 times I've seen the same goddamn Hogan documentary
Fucking
over two
stupid,
nights.
man.
And what? that documentary trailer, whatever you call it, was 4 minutes long, wasn't it?
Yeah, 4 minutes. Yeah,
So if you do 13 times 4, you get, oh my days, they actually showed that for 52 minutes.
that's
Do
crazy.
you know how crazy that is? They showed that exact
And there was only
like,
like 4 or 5 new clips, so I remember like by the end of night one, we got the same clips again.
that's that's astonishing. Like an hour of WrestleMania over the 2 nights was just pure Hogan ad, and that pissed
Mind-boggling.
me off, to be honest. What's wrong with giving this match, this tag match, a few more minutes instead of showing that stupid Hogan documentary? You can show it once, maybe just before the main event when you've got the most eyeballs on, instead of showing it
Literally.
after every goddamn match. But yeah, that's unfortunately the new era we live in. So this match I thought was fine for what it was, to be honest. Nothing great, nothing bad. Page returning was the biggest thing about it. They did win the tag belts, which I think we all kind of expected after Page
Yeah.
came out. So yeah, man. I mean, nothing else to really talk about on this match. But Paige is back. She's won the tag belts. Seen a star the other day saying she is still younger than most of the roster, which is
Man, I think she's
astonishing.
32,
She's
33.
33. She's that's
That's mad.
mental.
That's
Her
crazy.
being 33, meaning she must have debuted when she was 18, 19,
That is mad,
something like
man.
that, which is it's kind of mental, to be honest. And yeah, man, I think she was always gonna end back in WWE, to be honest. I thought her and Jericho would be in the company in 2026, but obviously Jericho re-signed, and yeah, we got this. So yeah, I mean nothing crazy good, but yep, kind of expected, to be honest. Um, Moving on to the next match. 6 month feud that finally came to an end. I'm guessing, hopefully, fingers crossed. AJ Lee against Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch defeated AJ Lee, which we all kind of expected, to be honest. I mean, I definitely expected it because I thought, listen, Becky Lynch will win here. AJ Lee will take some time out. Becky Lynch will probably lose the title to some young up and comer, which I hope is still the case because she's back next week. So I'm interested to see what she does do next week. So again, this match, man, just a nothing match, to be honest. I think it was a little bit better than the match at Elimination Chamber, which I didn't really like, to be honest. I think it was better than that match, but again, it was nothing great. It's nothing to, you know,
Hmm. Pretty mid.
hello,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was just saying, what your thoughts on this match? Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, just not really moved to be honest. Just, just mid. Honestly, like, and that goes for most of the matches for night one. It just felt like there was just nothing because they couldn't get going because every match was like 8 minutes, and it's like as the matches get going, you're like, okay, cool, because the AJ and Becky match, it started to get going. They went outside the ring. She got thrown into the barricade. And I was like, okay, this is looking good. And then, like 2 minutes later, it finishes, and it's like you're not even out of first gear. Like it's just so poor. And that was the big thing as to why the matches on night one and night two, to be honest. But I just felt like they got a little bit more time, and maybe they started quicker or whatnot. But yeah, that was the big thing with night one where just the matches just couldn't get going because it was just so short.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Again, this match, like you said, got no time. I think it might have got 8 minutes, and there was I think something happened with the referee where the ref's back was turned, and Becky Lynch just beat AJ Lee. So, yeah, man. What would you say is next for Becky Lynch if you were the booker?
Um, Honestly, I think you have someone turn up tomorrow from NXT, maybe
Tomorrow.
like a JC Jane. Is it tomorrow?
You mean on Raw because she's
Oh,
advertised
Raw.
for Raw.
Yeah, yeah. They mixed. I get them mixed up. She's going to Raw. Or is she JC Jane?
Oh no,
Or
JC Jane is going to SmackDown. I was saying Becky Lynch
oh,
advertised for Raw.
okay. Oh, okay, okay. Um, yeah, maybe. I mean, obviously, we'll get onto Raw, but I thought we both thought maybe Sol Ruka would get called up and maybe challenge Becky. I think that's what you do, really. I think you get someone fresh, someone new to to feud with Becky and win the belt. To be honest, maybe they will go for someone in the Judgment Day to try get them more belts. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe Roxanne, but ideally she dropped it to someone maybe younger and who hasn't really won a belt but won a main belt on the roster. So yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
Again, I'm still sticking with my um booking, where I'd say Solruka has been called up now, basically, right? Like she had the match
Yeah,
against Liv Morgan on Raw, finished her feud with Zaraya on NXT. Did watch that match, by the
yeah.
way.
Oh yeah, it was so
That,
good.
that
I
spot
hope she's
on my
okay
where
though.
she,
Jesus,
oh
man.
bro, that was horrible. Like she had
I saw it and I was like,
head right the edge of the table. I was like,
oh
flipping hell,
man,
man.
she might be
But
out for a few weeks.
I really enjoyed that match, to be honest. I'm glad it was. I'm glad that feud got the ending it did deserve, because I think both women did everything they could to make this feud really good. So it looks like that feud's over now. Sol Ruka's officially called up to the main roster. Obviously, she had the match against Liv Morgan, where I think she looked really, really good. And it was her stupid mistake that it costed the match. Obviously, Zaraya interference as well, but
Yeah,
um, she did lose that match. I'd still go down the route of having Sol Ruka dethrone Becky Lynch. Like,
yeah. I
talk
don't
about,
hate it at all.
talk about all the other women on Raw. I'm not really moved by any of them beating Becky Lynch, and especially the babyface. I don't think there are any women that can beat Becky right now for the belt. Last year, around this time, Becky and Lara got into a feud, right? And I think
Hmm.
Lara feud with Becky did a lot for Lara. Obviously, the match at SummerSlam was kind of underwhelming, was kind of
Yeah,
disappointing, and that's why I think Lara's push has kind of been like stopped, because obviously it wasn't her fault, but something happened during the match where I can't remember exactly what it was, but obviously we seen her on Unreal, and she was really disappointed. Even Becky was really disappointed, but obviously Becky did the best to make Lara look good. I think the match at Backlash, they had a match at Money in the Bank. I think it was two really good
yeah,
matches. Like, even at that point, I was saying, okay, this is by far the company's feud of the year so far. Like, both women have torn it, and
oh
obviously the match
yeah,
didn't go as expected. So I'd actually do something really similar with, Sol Ruka here. Like, Becky Lynch, can't you fist one in the Judgment Day? Maybe, but again, the heels. And maybe they do, like you said, just want, more belts. Maybe a Raquel can challenge Becky Lynch. Maybe a Roxanne can even challenge Becky Lynch. But that, trying to think. I mean, you can't do Maxine again. Maxine has been TV since then. Who else can
yeah.
you
Sure
really
not.
feud unless you bring someone up for NXT, which I don't know who you'd bring up you know, except Sol Ruka. Like, I think
Yeah,
Sol
I mean
Ruka,
that's really about it,
yeah.
honestly. Again, I mean Kabuki Warriors, maybe Asuka would be cool, but again, she's a heel, she's in a tag team. They haven't split them up yet. If
Oh,
they split up, then maybe, but
you just gave me a really good option there, to be honest.
oh, and
Talking
then
about the
Asuka wins
Kabuki
the belt,
Warriors.
and then maybe you have Asuka versus Kyrie at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental title. I don't mind that. That's actually pretty cool. Or Italy or Backlash or that's a bit soon, but
Correct me if I'm wrong. Have we had a Becky and Io feud yet?
Becky and Io. I mean, my
Well,
my memory is terrible, but not anytime, not recently, because we've had obviously we had Rio, and then we had the whole Rhea and Io when Becky was feuding with Lyra around that Mania time. Before that, it was Rhea versus Becky at Mania. Not for a long time. If maybe something in NXT, maybe when she
let
went
me
back.
let me have a
No,
okay.
not that.
So Becky Lynch and Io Sky have had one match on TV in
Oh wow.
2023 in March. What's stopping them from running a Becky v Io program? Obviously, Io is basically feuding with the Kabuki Warriors right now, ain't she? And we are gonna get
Yeah,
the match. We are gonna get the match against Asuka at Backlash. I'm assuming. Well, I hope they get a spot on the PLE or something like a Backlash.
Yeah.
Io Sky and Sol Ruka are really the two options that are coming to my mind to face Becky Lynch for the title. I
Yeah, I
genuinely
kind of
can't
like it,
see
like,
anyone.
because because once, because Io and Asuka are gonna get this done soon enough, right? Where does Io go from this? Like, yeah, of course you could feud Liv, and that's probably where they're gonna go soonish, right? Before Liv probably retains, because I would say they might want to run like a Judgment Day Mania match, right? Or SummerSlam match, or a big event where they can have maybe if it's her versus Raquel, or maybe even a triple threat, right? With the three Judgment Day members. I think that might be the plan in the near future or towards the end of Mania for next year. I'm not sure if Liv should hold the belt for a year though. But outside of that, like, what do you do with EO? An
Mm.
EO mid card title run is fine. Like, people look down on the mid card, but like we've seen so many people come down to the mid card, and it's great for them. Like, Becky has done tremendous work because she's just so good, and I think EO would do just the same. You have EO on TV most weeks, which she needs to have because as we know, like when she was champ, she was never on TV. She's been in a tag for God knows how long, so now you can she can finally get back to singles action and wrestle weekly, more than 2-3 times a month maybe, which I think is perfect for her, and I think it should happen. So I actually do really like that shout from you.
I'm just looking at the women's division right now. Let me put in Raw. Okay, so on the Raw side, here they've put the upper obviously the main event scene is they've put Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez as the two heels, and they've put Sol Ruka and Stephanie Vicker as the two baby faces. The other
Yeah,
women, the other women on the babyface side is AJ Lee, obviously. She did Becky Lynch. I don't see her being here anytime
no
soon.
chance. Yeah,
They've got Bailey in there. They've got obviously the tag champs Brie Bella and Paige. They've got Maxine again, already seen her feud with her.
yeah,
Lyra again, we've already seen her feud with her. Io Sky and Bailey. I mean, we've seen a lot of Bailey and Becky Lynch matches. Io Sky and Sol Ruka are basically the only two names I can see here feuding with her. Obviously, on the heel side, you have Roxanne, Natty, Kairi Sane, Asuka. I don't see anything that challenging Becky Lynch. Obviously, Stephanie Vicker is doing a stuff with Liv Morgan. I think that feud's gonna. Obviously, we get onto that board. That feud looks like it's gonna carry on.
yeah,
Sol Ruka and Io Sky are the only two names on the Raw roster that I can be like, okay, these two can challenge Becky Lynch, unless they bring over someone from SmackDown, which again, Rhea's the champion, Alexa Charlotte, Jordan Grace, Tiffany Stratton. Jordan Grace could potentially move over to Raw. Jordan Grace against Becky
Possibly
Lynch.
because obviously Rhea's gone to SmackDown, or they could possibly throw someone over. I like Jordan Grace, to be honest. I'm a big fan of Jordan Grace. I mean, she had some great matches. She had a great match with Julia on NXT. I'm a big fan, so I wouldn't mind that either, to be honest.
Yeah, agreed. I don't know if I would run that, but I want. I think Sol Ruke, Io Sky, Jordan Grace, someone like that beating Becky Lynch for the title, I think will probably be the move I'd go for, to be honest.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, moving on to another women's match. I think it was kind of weird they put three women's matches on this card and only put what was it one on the other card? It was one, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
It was
one,
one of the
yeah,
Rhea and Jen match, which is kind of weird. Like you could have easily had this match or even the tag match on night two. It just felt like yeah, but again, I think before this Liv Morgan and Stephanie McKay match, we did get the obviously match of the night before Rollins against Gunther. So obviously, my expectations going into this match were sky high because I think these two are two of the greatest performers we've had in the company for a really long time. I'd say from 2015 until 2020, it was Seth, and I think for the last 5-6 years, it's been Gunther, right? So obviously, it makes
hmm
for a really interesting match. And from minute one, the match was great. I thought it was a really, really good, really well paced match. There was a really simple story in this match. Gunther being the more powerful one, Seth being the more dynamic one, the more one, trying to get around Gunther, trying to move around Gunther. It was a really, really fun match. Obviously, when Seth, goes onto the top rope, hits that superplex into the Falcon Arrow. one of my favorite Seth moves, to be honest. Gunther straight away suplexes him, gets him in the sleeper hold. Seth gets out of the sleeper hold, gets Gunther into his own sleeper hold. It was a really, really fun match, man. And then obviously we get into the outside. Seth hits him with the pedigree, then hits him with a stomp through the table. And then we're like, okay, this is getting into the last final stretch. We're in maybe gear 4 right now. We're gonna get into the gear 5 and 6, which is gonna make this match great. I thought it was really, really good at that time, but an extra 4 or 5 minutes would have made it great. And on that preview, I remember saying we are probably gonna get a Braun Breaker interference, but I remember
Yep.
Omer saying, okay, maybe just give him a clean match. I mean, Seth doesn't really lose anything, does he? Gunther probably makes him look more
Hmm.
stronger, and obviously, I think we all expected at some time Braun Breaker came out. Um, thank God he wasn't in a hoodie or anything or a mask, man. He just comes out normally, comes
Thank
off
God.
flying and spears Seth. And obviously, it looks like the ref was looking. Gunther puts Seth into the sleeper hole and makes him, well, not top out, he just passes out. And yeah, like you can see from there, Braun Breaker's just looking on Seth Rollins. And yeah, after the match, when Seth's walking out, Braun Breaker comes down. I don't know how fast he was coming down,
Oh
but
man, he needs to slow down, man.
he fully bust that spear. He actually I don't know if you see what Seth said. Seth had a black eye, right? Like, I don't know if you could see his black eye. He
Oh,
said
okay.
that when Brent Braun Breaker was running down, he accidentally hit his full feet into Seth's eye. That's how fast he was moving.
Oh,
That's
Jesus.
how fast he was moving. He just fully hit his leg into Seth's eye. That's what Seth had that black eye, which
Fucking hell.
is kind of crazy. Yeah, Braun Breaker doing that move at this speed, it was hilarious, man. Like, yeah. So I think we all expected it. Seth Rollins Braun Breaker feud. Gunther was going to be Seth Rollins. I don't think Seth winning was the right decision. I think Gunther winning was absolutely the right decision. But again, this match as a whole, Lenny, I think it was a really good match. With had the potential to be great if we got a few more minutes.
Oh yeah, definitely. I thought it was a great match, but yes, shenanigans had to have happened. They couldn't have waited until after the match where maybe Seth Rollins was choked out. He's on the floor, choked out, and then Braun comes in. But again, we get towards the end of the match, it costs Seth to further um further his hatred for Braun. Obviously, that will be the feud going on. I mean, they're going to face each other at Backlash. I think that's the most obvious match to be made. So yeah, it was a good match. Great, it was a great match. It could have been an amazing match if given again, like you said, a few more minutes and no interference. But that's what they like to do, sadly. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was the best match of night one. Don't get me wrong, easily. So
Oh yeah, I don't think the ball was relatively high, but
yeah,
these
very
two,
true.
these two by far had the best match on the night. It was the only thing on WrestleMania night one that actually felt like WrestleMania, which is crazy. Like this match had
Mad in it.
this card night one had the more matches, right? Be like, okay, surely you have some more matches that would feel like WrestleMania, but this was actually the only match where I was like, okay, this is a proper WrestleMania feel. Two stars going putting out a really good match, obviously until the interference, but yeah, man. It seems like Braun and Seth are going to feud throughout the summer. At Backlash, I'd actually do Seth and the Profits against the Vision. I think if you do want to prolong the
Ooh,
storyline,
I like
maybe
that.
build it for a longer, you do a 6 month street fight. I think Seth and the
That's pretty
Profits could
cool.
work really well together against the Vision. You do that. Backlash, Clash in Italy. You have their first match, so you do Seth v Braun at Clash in Italy. The PLE after that, King of the Ring, you do Seth v Braun again there, and you finish it off at SummerSlam. Really similar to Punk v Drew. I think this feud has the potential to have that kind of intensity and hatred. I think the angle they did on Raw was really, really good. Braun Breaker, obviously got caught open and then obviously he just beat down Seth. I think you give them 3 matches on PLE back to back to back, similar way they did with Punk and Drew, where they had the match at
100,
SummerSlam,
yeah.
Bash in Berlin, and then Bad Blood. I think you do the exact same thing here. I'd actually, if this feud at that time has lived up to its expectation and got the hatred, I'd do Seth v Braun in Hell in a Cell at SummerSlam. I think
Yeah,
we haven't had
can't
Hell in a
complain.
Cell
I like that.
since, was it Punk v Drew? That was the last Hell in a Cell match, wasn't it?
Um, I believe that
Trying
was after Cody Solo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was one of the last ones
Oh
as
wait,
well.
Cody Solo was a steel cage. I
Oh, there you
think
go. Yeah. Oh, actual
I
Hell in
think
a Cell. You're right.
Punk
Yeah.
v Drew. So it would have been nearly 2 years since we last had a
That's
Hell in a
crazy,
Cell
man.
match, and Braun v Seth has that potential. They do other Cody v Randy maybe is other few they could do Hell in a Cell in, but
Oh yeah.
personally, I think Seth v Braun or Cody v Randy, one of them is gonna get the Hell in a Cell stipulation at SummerSlam. I'd have them do that at SummerSlam. I'd have Braun win the first match at Clash in Italy. I'd have Seth win the second at King of the Ring. I'd have them battle it out in Hell in a Cell where Braun Breaker beats Seth Rollins and moves on. So, yeah, man, this feed has a lot of potential, but I'd give them 3 matches. I do the match of Backlash with the Profits and Seth because I think that can easily lead into the Profits beating the Vision for the tag titles later down the line.
Hmm.
Like, I
Yeah.
think obviously it looks like Profits v the Vision is going to be the match, but a fun match to do is Seth and the Profits against the Vision. I think that's a good way to bring Braun Breaker
I
back.
like that.
He doesn't have to get into a one-on-one match straight away. Seth can be in a tag match. I think the Profits are great. I've said this a lot, like a lot. I think the Profits are the best tag team in the company. Like
Oh, without
you,
it's not even close.
you can talk about all your Usos or your other tag teams. For in my opinion, since the in the last 5 years, even when the Usos were the longest reigning tag champs, I think on paper and even in ring, I think the Street Profits are the best tag team. I
I
just
agree.
like the dynamic between Angelo Dawkins being this powerhouse and Montez Ford being this kind of half player and the more charismatic one. I think both of them are my favorite tag team in the company, to be honest, for a really long time since they probably debuted.
Same.
So I think again, I think the Seth and Profits have teamed up before. I think it was against Imperium on a Raw in 2023, really fun match. So I'd do Seth v Profits against the Vision, maybe to open Backlash. I think it's a really fun match to do that. And then the Profits can beat the Vision for the tag titles, and that way you can do Seth v Braun over the next 3 PLEs. So yeah, I think that story is basically laid out for the next few months, which I'm kind of looking forward to if they do nail this. So that's, I mean, oh, actually, we still got one more match for night one. A few that's been going on for the last 2 months. Liv Morgan, the Rumble winner, only got 8 minutes on PLE, Lenny. Stupid. The
Yeah.
excuse they came out with, which is definitely an excuse because Liv Morgan basically wrestled the next night against Sol Ruka in a longer match, which is crazy. This match got 8 minutes. A world title
It's
match,
ridiculous.
a world title match at WrestleMania got 8 minutes. Last year WrestleMania for this title we had Rhea against Io against Bianca in one of the best triple threats I've seen at WrestleMania, maybe even period to be honest. And a year later, this belt is being defended in 8 minutes. So a funny thing about this match is I went downstairs to get a drink, right? By the time of
Yeah.
couple matches finished. And I'm there
Jesus
confused because
Christ.
I can see Liv Morgan posing with the belt. And I'm like, oh man, obviously this fuse hasn't finished. So I'm just confused why it only got 8 minutes because it couldn't have been for the injury. Like, Liv Morgan was the one who, was pretty banged up, but she had a match against Sol Ruka the next night. Like,
It's
surely
just an
she
excuse,
couldn't
man.
have
It's
been
just an
feeling PM.
excuse.
I just don't get why they got 8 minutes because this match with another 6, 7 minutes would have been really good. And I do see them running it back, obviously, with the angle we got on Raw after the Liv and Sol Ruka match. Stephanie Vecchia did come out. It seems like it is going to be the match we get at Backlash.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
it should have got
Pretty
more time
much.
and it didn't get more time. So, yeah, man. Overall, night one, I had night one. I think I had it at like a 3 out of 10, and then 3 points all came from the Seth and Gunther match because
Yeah.
the rest of the night was pretty awful to be honest. So obviously, listen, the night after WrestleMania night one, we all pretty deflated, aren't we? We like, oh, this company's gonna
Oh
probably
man.
put out some bullshit for the next night. We don't really care about it, but listen, we are wrestling fans, so we're gonna watch this product no matter what happens.
Literally.
And obviously, we start off night two with John Cena again. It was John Cena, wasn't it? Yeah, it was John Cena again.
Yep.
Opens night two, and already you could feel this night had something in the air that night one didn't have. Like, I don't know if it was the lighting, It just felt like a WrestleMania, show, and
Yeah.
it started off that way. Obafemi beating Brock
My
Lesnar.
God, man.
We all said going into WrestleMania, this company can't fumble Obafemi. He has to be the one that beats Brock Lesnar. Like there is genuinely no way around it. If he loses to Brock Lesnar, it would be the it would be the worst decision on the whole card. Like I couldn't think of anything else happening that would be worse than Obafemi losing. And thank God Obafemi beat Brock Lesnar in a match that went 4 minutes. I think Brock basically dominated for most parts. I'd say got him into a F5. Obafemi got up straight away, hit a choke slam, hit a fall from grace, and 1, 2, 3. Thank, thank the Lord, Obafemi won, and the crowd were into him. The crowd were 100% into him. My only nitpick about this match is it would have been really cool seeing Obafemi's entrance in the dark instead of in the
Oh,
light.
it'd have been
I
so
think
cool,
him
man.
coming out at WrestleMania in the dark would have been amazing. I mean, we are probably going to see it in a stadium when he does face Roman for fingers crossed for the title at SummerSlam.
We
We are
pray.
going to see his, entrance in the dark then. But Obafemi, man, I mean, talk about talk about stuff from NXT that's come up and just lit the main roster on fire. In my opinion, I don't think this is a hot take. He is the most over man on the whole roster. Like
Oh, without doubt.
bar far, to be honest. Great showing from Obafemi. I think Brock Lesnar did his best to make Obafemi seem like a big deal, which again, Brock hasn't done much in the last 5 years, to be honest. It does seem like, he put his all into this feud, which, I'm glad. So yeah, man, Obafemi, we've pretty much said it on this channel for the last few months. Obafemi has to win King of the Ring. He
He
wins
has
King of
to,
the
man.
Ring, and he faces Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, and that's where we crown Obafemi. He beats Roman Reigns at SummerSlam after winning King of the Ring. But listen, no complaints from me at all. Maybe could have gone 2, 3 minutes longer, but again, I'm not complaining about a 4 minute, 5 minute match where Brock Lesnar, hit an F5, Obafemi got up straight away, hit his chokeslam man fall from Guess, and just beat Brock Lesnar there. The thing that happened after the match, Brock Lesnar is sat in the middle of the ring, takes off his gloves, takes off his boots, and puts them in the middle of the ring, and I'm like, Brock, I'm pretty sure you're gonna retire at SummerSlam. What's happening here? And then he puts the X sign up to Paul Heyman. I'm like, okay, is he actually retiring here? Like I was actually really confused. I didn't expect him to retire here, and it seems like people backstage were actually shocked. They didn't expect him to retire here. They were all under the assumption that SummerSlam is gonna be where he retires, right? Like SummerSlam is
Yeah.
where he's gonna call it a day. So I was really confused. But to be honest, putting over the next Brock Lesnar in terms of in terms of having the rookie year Brock Lesnar did, is probably the best way he could go out. To be honest, Lenny, I don't know if you've got different thoughts or if you would have preferred someone else retiring Brock Lesnar, but I think Obafemi was perfect.
No, I thought it was very fitting, to be honest. I mean, we all thought it would be Gunter because of the whole Gunter's gimmick, and he's retiring in his hometown or state or whatnot, and it just made sense that he was going to retire at SummerSlam. So I honestly thought when they were showing Brock in the ring, I thought, Gunter's going to come out. He had a match last night. He's going to come out tonight and maybe like choke Gunter or do something, jump him, whatever. And I was like, yeah, they're gonna do a little angle here where maybe Gunter walks just to the top of the stage
Yeah,
and just maybe like talks to Heyman, and he's like, yeah, this is this is the repayment for doing you a favor. But no, like he takes off his gloves, he takes off his boots, and I'm like, okay. And then he starts crying, and I'm like, oh shit, like this actually might be real. Like
yeah,
this might be it. I do think they've kind of left the door open because they haven't said it's a retirement, right? We've just kind of been like, always he retire because obviously Brock's known for just turn up when he wants and leave him when he wants, right? Like it's on his own terms. I will
Yeah,
turn up, and obviously his character in kayfabe is he turns up when he wants, does shit, and fucks off, and then comes back months and months, maybe years later. So I think they've again, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is planned and, it was to do this. So they kind of, well, if Brock does actually retire, then what a fitting way to do it. But if he doesn't and he comes back at whether that be SummerSlam or Mania in Saudi, if they pay him loads of money, he didn't actually retire. So
yeah,
I think that's kind of what's happened. I think they've kind of left it up to maybe if they can't get a deal done, that's it. And it's a good ending to his career. It's very fitting to lose to Ober in the way he did, which I thought, yeah, could have went for an extra minute or two, but I think it was the only match of the weekend that I've said, you know what, this needs to go somewhat short. Ober
yeah.
has to just either just tank loads of suplexes and not set his moves and then win, which kind of what he did. He took 3 or 4 suplexes, kind of no sold the F5, but kind of sold it. It was actually quite perfect, to be honest. He got to his knee like hard, and then he got back up fine and hit him with the choke slam in the fall for grace. But I honestly thought it was perfect. Honestly, I don't know if he's retired though. It's a tough one, but I think it's good though. It seems us, it keeps us guessing. Is he going to show up just before SummerSlam, Mania? We don't know. So
Yeah, exactly. Like, listen, it could be true that Brock Lesnar be like, okay, listen, WrestleMania, I've done everything, I've done for this business for the last 25 years. I don't need to do anything else. I'm just gonna retire here. To me, it seemed genuine. Like, it actually seemed really, really genuine, especially with Paul Heyman coming in the ring and crying. But again, who knows, right? Like, I think they have kind of left it open to interpretation if he's retired, if he's not retired. What do you think that favor from What do you think that favor Gunther is asking from Paul Heyman is gonna be if it's not related to Brock Lesnar?
I I genuinely have no idea. I haven't really thought about that to be honest. Since yeah, I genuinely have no idea. It very well could be it was meant to be Brock, and Brock
Exactly.
just kind
Yeah.
of called it a day. Like it very well could be where Brock just on that night in that moment said, "You know what?
That's
I'm
it.
I'm done at Mania. That's it for me." Like I felt like it was the perfect quote unquote handing over the torch to another rookie who's just going to go on an absolute tear. It very well could just be Brock said, "Yeah, I'm done in the moment. I'm good, man. I'm good," and that's it. And now that's kind of fucked over the kind of plans with Gunter and stuff. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe they'll just swing it a certain way, and I don't know. But I'm looking
This
forward to it though. Which they're
this
gonna do with
comment,
it.
Brock will attack Gunther when he faces Roman Reigns. Damn. So obviously it looks like Roman Reigns and Gunther are gonna have a match. This g- this guy thinks Brock's gonna come out and attack Gunther, and that's gonna be the way they lead into their match at SummerSlam. Not a bad suggestion to be honest, but to me, it seems like Brock's just done, to be honest. Brock's not in that moment. I couldn't have been retired by a better person. Like,
Yeah,
obviously, we talk about Gunther's, career killer gimmick carrying on, him retiring Brock Lesnar next. Brock's probably thought in that moment, and let's be like you said, Lenny, Brock does what he wants. He turns up when he wants.
yeah.
He basically controls everything. Okay, that's it. I've done everything. There's not much me to do, more. Let me just call it a day here. And in that moment, he's been like, yeah, that's it. I'm done with wrestling. Obafemi beating me, possibly one of the best ways I could go out. Bang, that's it. So, yeah, I don't see much more into it, to be honest. I think it was a decision made by him in that moment, being like, okay, listen, I'm done with wrestling. And yeah, that's about it, to be honest. But yeah, man, really, really good opener to WrestleMania. This is how something on night one should have opened to actually get the crowd invested.
It set
Like,
the tone, man.
yeah, exactly. And I can say confidently, 2 matches into night two, we were already better than night one, which is crazy to think
Literally,
about, and
bro.
just shows. I was thinking after that, we always talk about now the ladder match. Yeah, this night's already been much better than the, you know, night one bullshit we had. So obviously, moving on to the ladder match, I think we all expected this match to be great. I think with the wrestlers in the ring with Ray, Dragon JD, Rusev, Penta, Javon Evans, no one was expecting a bad match here. It was going to be bump after bump, big move after big move, and then I kind of expected Penta to retain. I did want Javon to win, but he didn't really need it, to be honest. I thought Penta was gonna win, and yeah, Penta did win. Really fun match. Penta hit a Mexican destroyer off the ladder. Javon Evans hit the OG cutter off the rope onto Rusev, who was on the ladder, which was
Just
crazy.
crazy, man.
So just a fun match, man, and this is exactly what WrestleMania has to be. I think you need a ladder match on every WrestleMania for mid card title. You couldn't have picked six better workers, to be honest. I think Rusev really did well in this match. He made it work really, really well. You always need that one big man to, cause chaos in this kind of six-man match. JD McDonald did as well to, bump his ass off. And then obviously you had them luchadors with them, Ray, Dragon, and Penta, who all
Penta.
wore red for some reason. Do you think they all went, okay, let's just wear red for WrestleMania? Do you think it was a coincidence?
Probably a coincidence, to be honest. I know Penta wears red a lot. Obviously, his themes like red. Ray, I mean,
His Rey
yeah,
Mysterio's the theme was Deadpool, wasn't it? Through the
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, it felt
Yeah.
like it was.
So yeah, obviously they all come out and listen. I did not expect this match to be bad. It was six great workers. There was just no way. Even if the company tried the hardest to mess this up, this was gonna be bad. It was always gonna be a really good match. And yeah, just a really fun ladder match to get now one, get night two already better than night one. So two matches in, and be like, okay, listen, night two's already surpassed it. Let's see what we have next. And yep, the next match was Sami Zayn against Trick Williams. Okay, so this match, throughout the whole match, Sami Zayn was basically wrestling as the heel, and Trick Williams was the one who was wrestling as the babyface. Like from
Yeah.
minute one, that was the dynamic in the match, right? Sami
Hmm.
Zayn was doing things to piss off Trick Williams to have him, you know, act really erratic, so Sami Zayn could take advantage. But obviously, Sami Zayn lost, and Trick Williams did win. I think he had trick shot. Sami Zayn, I think Trick Williams at one point got distracted. He was on the ropes, and Sami Zayn hit a haluva, but Trick Williams kicked out. Again, I think this match got 8 to 10 minutes. I would have liked 5 more minutes in this match. I think it could
Oh,
have got
easily,
really good.
man.
This match again wasn't really a good match, but Trick Williams winning, really cool entrance, and the crowd loved him. We all kind of expected him. The heel turn by Sami Zayn, I think, has been cemented, but in his head, he's not a heel, is he really? Like he
Yeah,
just
he
wants
just feels like the fans have kind of turned on him
he just
because
wants a reason as to why the crowd has turned on him. Like he said, I've done everything right for you, I've stood by you, etc., etc. Why have you turned on me? Not knowing that he won the US title because he took an opportunity away from Carmelo Hayes, and it wasn't really clean, was it? So in
I
his
think they should
head,
play into it.
they absolutely should. And do you, with Trick Williams, right? Do you think the company, I can see this happening 100%, will turn him full babyface? So do you think they'll still do the heel stick on TV shows?
I think they should keep him just the way he is, where it's just like he talks his shit, but people like him. Like I think it should just come down to that really, because if let's say his next feud is Melo, right?
Yeah,
It's gonna be quite a cool dynamic because both guys are quite liked. People are gonna super go crazy for Melo because obviously the whole losing the belt to Sammy and stuff. So I think you can kind of Melo obviously will be the babyface in the match, and he will be be having his moveset will be as a babyface, and I think the crowd will treat him as such. So again, nowadays it's very hard for the heel and the babyface. Everyone just gets so over where everyone just gets cheered now for the most part. Like Gunter retired Cena, and although he does get booed, don't get me wrong, and he probably is one of the only true heels in the company. And you've got to
yeah,
do some outrageous stuff to get booed nowadays. So yeah, we're just at the point where it's just like you can be a heel, but the fans are going to cheer who they want. I do think Sammy should play into it though, where it's just like, well, if I'm not gonna get my world title shot, I'm just gonna basically bully the mid card division. I'm gonna go for the titles I can go for. That's basically what his character should be because his character is stale. It's boring. The whole I'm gonna be a champion one day, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. We might get to that point in a year's time, and so where Sammy as a babyface does win the title, and it's great, right? But right now, I think they need to get rid of that character and be basically like, well, I can't win a world title, so what I'm gonna do is take opportunities from all these young guys basically to almost hold the title hostage. Obviously, I mean, oh, he ain't got the belt no more, does he? Actually, tell a lie, he lost.
Yeah.
So he did lose actually. So um, I mean, you could still keep up the gimmick to be honest, where it's just like I don't care that I'm taking these chances away from these younger guys. Like I've I wanted to be a champion, a world champ for so long, and I'm just not getting my opportunity, and I can't seem to grasp it, and kind of loses himself, etc., etc. As everyone goes through that part where they lose their self to for wanting to win a title, but I don't really know what's next for him personally.
You know what I would have done here, yeah? I think I said it in the group chat. I'd have had Sami Zayn fully cement his heel turn by actually beating Trick Williams. Like
Uh huh.
you actually piss the crowd off that way. You actually get people to turn on
Oh, he would
Sami
get he
Zayn.
would get killed every time he comes out.
Yeah,
He would get yeah,
exactly. And behind the ref's black, low blow him. Like you can actually turn heel full then. You can say, listen, I'm doing everything. You guys were complaining because I'm the underdog, I lose all these matches. Now I'm gonna do whatever it takes to win. And you can be like,
hundred
listen, I
percent.
did what I had to do at WrestleMania to beat Trick Williams. You do that. The crowd can obviously kind of sympathize with Trick Williams here because I think that would basically turn him into a full babyface. Then
Yep.
down the line, Clash in Italy, maybe even Backlash. As soon as Backlash, you have Trick Williams actually win the belt there. But
Or even Mello. Have
yeah,
the full circle moment where Mello then gets his own back, beats him. I mean, the crowd would like go crazy for that for Mello to win the belt back, and then later in the year, you then go for Trick versus Mello, which again has so much history between the two NXT days. The promos will be great. So yeah, I really like that idea. I really like that actually.
but I get why they wanted Trick Williams to win a WrestleMania.
Oh,
It
they
is
got to
big
capitalize
on
on it, of
stage.
course.
Exactly. So I'm not complaining about that. It was just something that I would have done, but I 100% get why they had
Oh
Trick
yeah.
Williams. Obviously, with Liliati coming out as well, I get why they had Trick Williams basically win the title here. So no complaints from me, to be honest. I would have maybe liked the match to go a few more minutes, but I am really, really interested to see where Sami Zayn goes next because he's in the point of his career now where you're 40 years old, you still haven't won the world title. It's looking likely that you won't be near the world title scene anytime soon. We were talking
Yeah.
about him winning the title at Saudi Mania, but I see the world title matches. It is early to say, but around Ober, Gunther, Roman, Seth, Cody,
You
Punk,
just can't
something
see it
like that.
happening.
Yeah, I don't see him being in that title picture. So it's gonna be really, really interesting to see what kind of character arc Sami Zayn has in the next few months and up to next WrestleMania. It will be really interesting to see because the crowd, let's say, when can I pump? Let's say around January time, the crowd start turning on him. I don't know if it was after the Drew match, maybe before the Drew match, because they were turning on him. Then I think he won that Fatal 4 match at what was it? Saturday main event to get the shot against Drew
Hmm.
McIntyre, didn't they? And I
Yeah.
think the crowd were entering there, but ever since he beat Mello, the crowd fully turned on him. Like
Oh
they were like
man, they hate him.
they fully. And do you think the company did that just to make this a title match, or did they do that to get some heat on Sami Zayn?
um, I don't think it was to get heat on Sami Zayn because I didn't think, although Melo was having some really good matches with Ilya, and loads of guys on there, I don't think they were like, they like him, but like, I'm not exactly sure. I think they
Mm.
just did it to have a bit of like a more of a juicer mania match, which funny enough, they could have had Trick versus Melo, that would have been great. But again, like Sammy missing Mania is not really a good look, right? It's not like
Yeah.
he's been a great wrestler, great
He
character
missed
for
last year's.
years.
He missed last year WrestleMania too. So
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Like back to back Manias is kind of crazy for someone who's so talented. So I feel like they kind of like we've kind of got to get him on, and because he was like feuding with I mean Trick was feuding with everyone around this time. I mean he had promos with Randy, with Sammy. He was kind of in everyone's business, so it was an easy kind of layup to have Sammy versus Trick, and I don't think they planned for him to get the heat from beating Mello because I don't think even I was surprised with with the "We Want Mello" chant stuff like that because I've loved Mello. I've been such a big
Yeah.
advocate of him winning the mid card title, and then when he got it, I was so happy. I was so sad when he lost it to Sammy. But I don't think the company expected him to get that much heat from beating Mello. To be honest, I thought they would just be like, "Oh, that was fun," like a bit like Ilya when Ilya dropped the belt. It was like, "Oh, okay, oh yeah, that I mean, yeah, okay." He had a really cool run, and that's cool.
Yep,
So
it
I think
felt
they
to
kind of
me.
expected to have a similar
Yeah,
thing.
if it felt to me they just wanted to get the title on Trick Williams, and the best way to do it was for him to beat Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, and yeah, they just gave Sami Zayn a few week reign, and Trick Williams just beat him at WrestleMania. So I think even if the company didn't expect Sami Zayn to get this heat, they got to capitalize on it. Like, is
Yeah,
the
hundred
best thing
percent.
that could have happened to Sami Zayn instead of playing this underdog, role character, you lead into this heel character. Maybe you don't turn fully heel like you were in 2021, 2022, all around that time. Maybe
Yeah,
in your head you still think you're a babyface because you're just doing whatever it takes to win, but in the crowd's eyes you're a heel. So listen, I'm more interested in Sami Zayn arc than I am most people's, just because I want to see where it goes. I want to see in
it's
a
very
year's time.
intriguing now, at
It
least.
is really intriguing. Yeah, so I want to see where we are in maybe 6 months' time in SummerSlam time. If this company has actually took care into this Sami Zayn arc, or he's just been casted aside and they just did this for Trick Williams to win the belt. So it will be really interesting to see what he does tomorrow. Maybe he comes out in the Cody Rhodes segment and says something to Cody Rhodes. And
Ooh,
yeah, but because I do really hope he is still around the main event scene because like you said, Lenny, he is crazy talented. People are just
yeah.
tired of his character. Like his character has been the
Hmm.
same. If you play the underdog for 10 years straight, there's gonna come a point where the crowd are done with you as a character. Like,
Yeah,
the- and I think that's the point for Sami Zayn now. So comparing 2023 Chamber moment where he came out against Roman Reigns to this moment, you can clearly tell he's not that babyface he used to be. So
oh yeah.
I'm really intrigued to see where this goes. Next match, um, Demon Balor against Dominic Mysterio. Kinda, disappointed they did ruin the Demon Balor. I think it would have been really cool if we
So
didn't know.
silly.
And also doing this in dark would have been much better. The whole night, both nights felt like they were doing in daytime, and then they just, hit
Literally.
dark. Roman and Punk was the one who maybe felt like a late night time because of the whole stadium aesthetic. I think was really nice. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, this match pretty much, they turned this into a street fight. I remember was okay to be honest. Nothing really great, nothing too bad. I just found it hilarious that Finn needed the demon to be done, which yeah, it's hilarious. But yeah,
No, they don't.
Finn Balor did win. I don't think there's anything much to talk about this match unless you got some Lenny.
No, I thought it was a decent match. Again, another match that could have done with a few more minutes.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, pretty just drawn out. To be honest, that's the one where I got a couple of words I got to say about this match. Should have happened absolutely ages ago. Even last year, it could have happened. Just, I'm glad it's behind both guys now. Hopefully, Finn can move on, have some bigger feuds. You know, get past this whole fucking Judgment Day stuff because it's dragged on for far too long.
yeah. He came out on Raw, clean shaved, like he looked 10 years younger. He faced JD, and I was kind of expecting some Dominic Mysterio interference. I'm glad we didn't get that, which means we
Thank
are
God.
probably moving on from that feud. Thank God, like I said. For me, the perfect move for Finn Balor, SmackDown. I think SmackDown
Yeah,
need him.
yeah,
Raw doesn't need him. Raw's mid-card scene doesn't need him. If I'm being honest, to be honest, so you have Raw's main event scene obviously with guys like Roman, Obafemi, Gunther, Seth, Braun, Jacob looks like now, and obviously you got the mid-card scene with Ethan Page, Joan Evans. You've got Rusev in there now. You've got Penta, Dragon Lee. Move him over to SmackDown and give him that minimum push on SmackDown. Randy Orton with Finn Balor will be a really fun match I'd like to see in the
that'd be
next 6 months.
sick.
Cody Rhodes with Finn Balor, Sami Zayn with Finn Balor,
Some fresh
Carmelo Hayes
matchups.
against Finn Balor, Ilya Dragunov against Finn Balor. So many great matches. He's been on Raw since the brand split in 2020. I think he had the draft in 2022 or 2021 where he got transferred over to Raw. He's been there for
Raw,
4 or 5 years. He's done everything he's had to do on Raw.
literally.
Been in a faction for such long, faced everyone on that roster, faced Pong, Seth, Braun. Penta, everyone you could face on the roster he's faced. Move over to SmackDown. I think there were reports today saying that JC Jane and Rey Mysterio were going to move over to SmackDown. Honestly, put Finn Balor with that. Move Finn Balor
Definitely.
over. There's a lot of fresh matchups you could make on SmackDown with Finn Balor, and yeah, he'd feel much more important on SmackDown because there ain't as much big stars on SmackDown than there is on Raw. Like there's five, six big names on Raw, whereas on SmackDown there's probably only Cody, Randy, and maybe Drew when he comes back. And yeah, I'd love to see Demon Finn on. I mean, just Finn Balor in general. To be honest, on SmackDown, there's a lot of fresh matchups for him. Dominic Mysterio, on the other hand, I think he needs a character reset, man.
100%.
I think he needs a
100%.
serious character reset because his current arc for the last 6 months hasn't really been moving me, to be honest. So I hope his character is rejuvenated and we do see a better version of Dom throughout the year. There were
Me
talks of
too,
Dom
man.
winning Money in the Bank from us guys on this podcast 6 7 months ago, and now it looks like he's got no chance to win that briefcase, to be honest. So
Mad, isn't it?
yeah, it is crazy. But yeah, man, Finn Balor should move over to SmackDown. Dom can still stay in the Judgment Day, but let's hope he does better things in the next upcoming months. After this, I think the last match we got to cover, surprisingly, really good match. Like I actually enjoyed this for the time it was going on. Jade Jade Cargill can actually have good matches when you put her in there with the raw people. She can't have good matches with small wrestlers. I think we've
Yeah,
proven
it's
this over the
rough.
last 2 3 years. She can't do that. Put her in there with a Rhea. I think she can have a really fun match, and we've seen it. This was everything you had to be. I expected Rhea to win. We obviously had interference from Jade's faction. Io comes out, she levels that. Rhea, obviously, a fantastic counter to get into the Riptide, hits the Riptide, and wins. So, yeah, I'm glad Jade had a good match to actually go out on a title reign because what was it? One title defense in a full title reign against Jordan Grace, but that nothing.
Literally.
It's been a disgrace.
Rough.
So Rhea's won the title now. Obviously, it looks like she's gonna move over to SmackDown, up away from EO. Jordan Grace, maybe the first feud. I wouldn't
Yeah,
mind that,
John
to be
Greg,
honest.
I could see that. I could definitely see
Oh,
that.
maybe a heel on that roster. Please
Don't
don't
hate
run
it.
Nia Jax back. No one wants to see Nia Jax against Rhea Ripley again. Yeah, I could see a Last Legend against Rhea Ripley. Damn, that could be a good match you
Ooh,
could put on TV. To be honest.
very,
Uh,
very nice.
yeah. So Rhea Ripley on SmackDown's fine. To be honest, the one thing we forgot to talk about. Actually, I'll let you talk about this match, then we talk about that thing. What do you think
I
of the
know.
match?
Honestly, I was pleasantly surprised. I wasn't expecting too much. I was expecting a bit of a shit match, to be honest. I'm obviously not the biggest fan of Jade. Thought she did some good work last year sometime, but again, maybe that's booking. Maybe she's got a bit rusty where she hasn't wrestled because she wasn't the best to start off with. So when you don't wrestle, you're gonna get worse. But yeah, I thought the match was. I'm pleasantly surprised. They were cooking, man. Honestly, they were cooking. The time I thought probably about right. Maybe a tad longer, but I thought it was all right. I didn't expect this to go long, to be honest. Um, but yeah, I mean they were moving. I mean Rhea's got better and better in terms of facing wrestlers as big as her, which that was probably one of her weaknesses. Pre I think last year I would say 2024. So but since then she's been great facing like Nia and stuff like that. So no, I was pleasantly surprised by the match. It was actually really good. I feel like night two, everything just clicked. Like for whatever reason, you could have put the worst match ever on night two, and it would have just somehow worked. I don't know. It just felt. I don't know, man. It felt like it was like set up that night one was meant to stink and night two was meant to be incredible. It was
Yeah,
just weird, man. So
yeah.
weird.
Again, like you said, a fine match. To be honest, I had no problems with this match. It was Jade's best match in the company by far. I think. Like I can't think of a better Jade singles match than this match
Nah, I can't
against
remember. Nah.
Rhea, which is good. And Rhea Ripley is starting to build a really impressive WrestleMania CV. Let's talk about them. Two shoulder matches, one match being an all-time women's match in history, to be honest, at
Yeah.
39. Then obviously the Magic is Becky Lynch, a really good match at WrestleMania 40, 41, triple threat, one of the best triple threats in WrestleMania history. And then this match here against Jade Cargill. So she is building some WrestleMania CV. So another thing I want to talk about. So I think you know what we're talk about. On the preview,
I
we were
do.
saying I was saying, okay, listen, Rhea might need some help because Jade's faction has got three people. Io will come out. And I also said Bianca Belair is gonna come out. Bianca Belair is gonna come out, maybe make the save, and that's how she gets introduced back. We can run Rhea with Bianca, maybe at SummerSlam or maybe at WrestleMania. Lo and behold, night one wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it's night one. Yeah, it was
Night
night
one,
one.
yeah, night one, yeah.
John Cena's, I think, mid-show doing some promo. I think he announced the attendance. Who comes out? Bianca Belair. And I was like, okay, this is a really weird place for her to come out. And then I noticed she was covering her belly. Yeah. I
Yeah,
was like,
man.
oh, yeah, that's definitely what it is. And then obviously she comes out and announces she's pregnant, which is a great moment for her. Like you could tell, she was really, really happy. Congratulations to her and Montez Ford. That was probably why Montez Ford wasn't on TV for a few months. That's the only thing I can really think of, to be honest. They was like, okay, listen, you can spend some time with your wife. Yeah, really happy for her, to be honest. She's probably going to be off for 2 years at this point because she hasn't wrestled since Mania 41. I can see her being back maybe in a year's time or something. So, yeah, man, just a great moment for her. I'm glad she got to reveal it without anyone else spoiling it, on
Thank
social media
God.
or anything. So, really good moment for her. Yeah, man, just happy for her.
No, yeah, I'm super happy. Like, big fan of Montez and Bianca. I think she's 6 months pregnant because I remember Montez put up a post about it took him 6 months to get back to in shape. So I'm just assuming maybe she's 6 months pregnant. Maybe she's not. She's less. But yeah, I mean, hopefully everything goes okay. Her finger ends up being okay because that's just another story. How I don't know how it's still fucked. It's crazy. I mean, it's mad, but hopefully everything goes okay and she's back in the next year or so. Let's say
There was a picture of Montez Ford looking bigger than usual, wasn't there? We were all wondering,
there
like,
was, yeah.
why is Montez Ford looking so big? Like this guy's normally in shape, and that probably makes sense, to be honest, because the Street Profits have been out for a long time, haven't they? I can't remember the last time they made an appearance.
Yeah, it's been a long, long time because so many times they would lose a match and everyone be like, "Oh, are they gonna, is Montez gonna turn? Like, is that gonna happen?" And then it just felt like they just kind of got shoved off TV. And obviously, this is the reason, obviously. And yeah, Montez said it took him 6 months to get back into shape, so they must have been on TV for at least 6 months.
So the last time they both wrestled was in a tag match against Angel Umberto, 24th of October.
Fucking hell, man.
So that's exactly 6 months, to be honest. Like
Yeah,
two today is actually 6 months. So they've been out for a really long time. Obviously, I'm glad they're back on TV. It looks like they're going to be in a feud with the Vision of facing for the tag title. So yeah, man. That's pretty much WrestleMania. We got nearly 2 hours covered all of night one and night two. I think we spent a large portion talking about the two main events, which obviously rightfully so, they were the two
yeah.
main events. Overall, as a WrestleMania, I'd say it was out of 10. If night one was a 3 out of 10 and night two was like a 7 out of 10, I'd probably say it's like a 6 out of 10 just because we got a classic WrestleMania main event now too.
Wait,
I'd probably say it
we
was,
didn't speak about Danhausen.
oh, we forgot about that segment, didn't we? Him and, oh,
Generational, by the way.
bro,
I was literally in
we
tears, man.
watched this on stream, didn't we? We were all
Yeah,
cracking up,
bro.
bro. It was so funny. And Danhausen obviously came out with his little minions around him, and Kit Wilson and the Miz are in the ring, and obviously Kit Wilson just boots one of them, and just hilarious, man. And then they all start. I said, yeah, I thought, watch them all just beat up Kit Wilson, and that's exactly what they did. They all just beat up Kit Wilson again. A really fun segment, and that's exactly what we needed just before the main event.
Unbelievable, man. It was honestly, I was literally in tears. Like, oh, I haven't laughed at wrestling for so long like that, man. Oh man, it was too good. It was too good.
But yeah, that was WrestleMania in a nutshell. To be honest, I'd say overall 6 out of 10. Lenny, what would you say?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'll probably be a little bit higher because I mean, I'm not that
The main event,
harsh.
yeah,
I'm a bit nicer, but
yeah.
yeah, 6.5 maybe I'd say. But yeah, night one was just tragic.
Yeah, just before we wrap up, quick review of Raw. So obviously, it opens with Obafemi coming out. Says, what did you say? I am the ruler. That's all he said, didn't he?
I am the rule. Oh, he said something else about I'm
What,
here
what,
to here for something. I don't know. I think
let me have a look if I
the
can
ruler is here.
find.
I think he said the ruler is here.
Oh,
I
the
think that's
ruler
what he
is
said.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he said. So obviously he comes out and says that. Let me just find it if it's here. He comes out. That's all he says. Reminded me of when, who was it? Roman Reigns came out after WrestleMania 33 and just said, "It's my yard now," or something like that. This is my yard now, but obviously in a better
Yeah.
way where the crowd were loving him. So
Oh
listen,
yeah.
like I said, this guy is the most over guy on the whole roster. To be honest, like that's how talented he is. It's gonna be interesting though to see what they do with him until King of the Ring, right? Like a mini feud with someone
Yeah.
maybe where you can just beat him and still stay really strong. I don't know what they do with him to be honest, but listen, I think they're just
Gotta
delaying
find
him
him
winning the
someone.
world title, right? Because he is gonna win
Yeah.
the world title 100%. He's winning the world title at SummerSlam, but yeah, um, oh, he said the ruler has arrived. Okay, yeah.
There you go.
And then obviously we have the match with Rio against, was it the Kabuki Warriors?
Kabuki Warriors. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think this was a really fun match to be honest. After that, Punk comes out. Okay, we already spoke about this. We have got 2 hours, but we'll just talk about the segment.
Yeah. Fuck
Punk
it.
and Cody have this segment in the ring. Obviously, Punk comes out first and he's like, "Listen, I gave him my all at WrestleMania. I couldn't win. I couldn't get the job done, but I'm still alive and kicking. If there's an opportunity to, where I can pounce and win the world title, because I did pounce when Seth got injured. I was the one who was ready, first in line, and that's how I, obviously won the world title and obviously had a great
Yeah.
run. It's like, listen, I'm gonna take my opportunity whenever it comes, and then Cody Rhodes music hits, and they have a really, you know, really, really fun segment because obviously they had that segment where they were both holding the world titles before thing, WrestleMania on SmackDown, which I don't know, I found that kind of weird to be honest. But they were both
Very
hugging
odd.
in the ring, knowing they were both gonna lose, but obviously Cody did retain. Then obviously Cody Rhodes and CM Punk comes out, and this is to set up a match. So Lenny, will this be the WrestleMania 43 main event, or would you pull the trigger on this at SummerSlam?
I think Mania. I think you pull it at Mania. To be honest, I think they're probably going to have Randy versus Cody at SummerSlam again. I know. I think you said they should do it earlier, but they're not going to do that. They're gonna want it to have on one of their big three PLEs. They're going to do it at SummerSlam, and then they'll go towards Cody versus Punk at Mania. I think definitely night one main event. I would say.
Agreed. I think Cody v Punk is a feud we've all wanted for a long time. They've teased it basically every year at this point. 2024 they teased it, 2025 they teased it, and this year they've just teased it on the Raw after Mania. Makes me think they are basically telling us the direction for both men in the next year. Like I think Cody Rhodes v CM Punk is going to be one of the main events. But again, saying that I wouldn't be surprised if they do it at SummerSlam. Like
Yeah.
I would be surprised at all if they just pull the trigger at SummerSlam. Say, okay, listen, Oba v Roman night two, night one, Cody v Punk, perfect, makes more sense. I would, to be honest, do it, but it seems like they are setting it up for next year's WrestleMania where
Yeah.
Cody and Punk's is part to build a line, and Punk will probably win the Chamber. Even if Punk could actually be champion at that time, Cody could win the Chamber or something like that, and that's the way we get to that match at WrestleMania for the title. So I think someone's gonna tell heel on the way. I couldn't tell you who right now. I hope it's actually CM Punk to be honest. But listen, if it was me booking it on the last 2 years, Randy and Cena have both turned on Cody. This time, Cody could be like, "I'm gonna pull the trigger before Punk stabs me in the back,"
Yeah.
and that's the way Cody turns heel. I think it's a really simple way to go about it. But this segment was really good to be honest. No complaints from me. And then obviously, all ego Ethan Page, one of my favorite wrestlers in the company round, to
What a
be
guy,
honest,
man.
made his debut on the main roster, beating John Evans with interference from Rusev. So it seems like he's going to be facing Penta, and then obviously you've got guys like Javon Evans and Rusev who seem like they're going to have a match soon, which to be honest, I'm looking forward to. So the Raw mid-card scene look like he's picking up. Obviously, we've got both the El Grandes facing each other on a AA show in I think late May, so we got a month to build to that. Then obviously Chad Gable can make himself known into the mid-card scene again. El Grande Americano, Lubricaz is doing a great job. So Raw mid-card scene looking like he's finally picking up. I feel like Dominic Mysterio was kind of holding it back. Not his fault to be honest, But obviously, with him being injured, him being involved more in the Judgment Day nonsense with Liv Morgan than actually being like a mid card champion, did
Yeah.
kind of derail that belt. But it looks like with Penta right now, it's picked back up. So Penta v Penta v Rusev, Penta v Javon, Penta v Ethan Page, all great matches which we are gonna get. So yeah, looking forward to it. I thought all Ego Ethan Page had a really impressive debut. After that, let me just have a look. Liv Morgan comes out and we have the Soruka match we already talked about. Um, then obviously Stephanie Vacquer stares down with Liv Morgan. It looks like that feud isn't done. Then obviously we got the Vision stuff which we've spoken about. Braun attacking Seth attacking Braun with a chair, and then Braun just spearing him, and it looks like that feud's gonna be a feud we get for the summer. After that, Finn Balor and JD, I thought it was a really fun match. Finn Balor won clean, which was really surprising. And then we
Yeah.
had a
Thank
backstage
God.
segment. Yeah, we had a backstage segment with Gunther and LA Knight. Do you think we're getting a match between these two?
We could get like a little mini like fodder feud, pretty much, just to like get by with a bit of time to set up a Gunter match at SummerSlam. But I'm not too interested in it if it is the case.
Yeah, like who? Just looking at the roster, who could Gunther even face? To be honest, I think like the company went, okay, let's look at the baby faces. LA Knight, one of the most
Literally.
reliable baby faces. Let's just put him there against Gunther. I can see that happening around Backlash time, and then building. I think Gunther v Roman Reigns is the match for Clash in Italy. To be honest, I'm pretty certain that's the match for Clash in Italy. To be
Oh,
honest,
damn.
so yeah. Then the main event segment. So obviously Roman Reigns comes out with the Usos. Personally, not a fan of him coming out with the Usos. I think the whole
Neither.
story at WrestleMania 42 was him overcoming CM Punk without anyone's help, and now him going, you know, basically not needing the Bloodlines' help to an extent, but him actually being like the promo he cut with Jacob Fatu was like, "You're gonna either get in line or acknowledge me." Didn't really sit well throughout this promo with me, but obviously we got that. When they all put their ones up and Jimmy Uso and Jay Uso were either side of Roman Reigns, you know what I thought was gonna happen? I thought they were
Go
both
on.
gonna super kick him at the same time. I was like, oh,
Oh,
they're both
imagine.
are 100% turning heel and super kicking him, and we're probably gonna get JB Roman again at Backlash. Thank God that didn't happen. But Jacob Fatu, which listen, I said obviously if Randy won the belt at Mania, I would do Randy v Jacob. I thought Jacob was, you know, gonna get a title shot either way. And obviously I even said, I said, listen, moving over to Raw, not a bad idea. We can, Jacob v Punk could be a good feud, Jacob v Roman could be a good feud, and he came out against Roman, and his motivations were really good. He goes, listen, I want to be in that position you are. I want to be able to feed my kids. I want to be able to give the life to my kids you give to your family. Really, really good promo, just outlining his intentions against Roman Reigns. And then Roman Reigns is like, listen, you don't want to pick this fight. I'm gonna make sure you acknowledge me. Really similar to when he was first feuding with Jey Uso. There were a lot of
Yeah.
similarities between that promo and this promo, and that looks like the match we are going to get a backlash. Jacob Fatu against Roman Reigns. Honestly, I don't mind it.
Yeah,
Like
I'm not mad at it at all,
we've all
to be
said, we want to
honest.
see Roman Reigns in there with fresh people, right? Like fresh wrestlers, like your
Yeah.
Obafemis, your Gunthers, your Jacobs, your Bronze. We want to see him in there against these kind of wrestlers. Jacob Fatu is honestly the perfect first feud, to be honest. You do that a backlash. Jacob Fatu doesn't, he can probably lose, but I don't think he'd be clean somewhere. But even if he lost clean, it's not a big deal, to be honest. It's Jacob Fatu, you can still probably come back from it, and then you do that feud with, maybe you stretch out all two PLEs and you do the Clash in Italy too. And because I do see the match Clash in Italy being the Gunther match, the one thing from this feud I don't want it to turn into bloodline melodrama. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I think Roman should win the match and not make it shouldn't be clean, because the whole Jacob gimmick is like he's the lone wolf, right? Like he doesn't need the bloodline, like he's by himself. So I think him getting costed by the bloodline kind of cements the fact that he's Jacob and he's by himself, like he doesn't need anyone else. Obviously losing obviously is not great, but he's not going to beat Roman, let's be real.
Yeah.
So I think him losing and cementing the fact that, the bloodline don't want him. Hopefully it's the bloodline don't want him. Hopefully he doesn't join the bloodline. Hopefully, he loses, the bloodline costs him, and this is basically the bloodline telling him like, you haven't fell in line with us, so you're not with us pretty much. And then obviously it cements him, the lone wolf stuff. So and then he can move on. So yeah, I hope this isn't like this bloodline story, which yeah, I really hope not, man. I really, really hope not.
Yeah, I just do hope we get some more Bloodline segments. Like, if we're being real, they can't reach that high of 2023 no matter what they did. Right?
They
That
can't, and they got to
segment,
stop chasing it.
exactly. That segment where Jey Uso turned on Roman Reigns on that
I'm out
SmackDown,
too. Oh my god, man, that was
and
so
I'm out
good.
too, they can't top that. No matter what they do, they can't reach that
No
high.
chance.
Jimmy Uso even turning on Roman Reigns are now of champions after that tag match against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. They can't top that, right? There's nothing they can do that can make
Yeah, no
that
chance.
better at all. So I don't know if it's in their mind to be like, okay, let's run some kind of bloodline melodrama here. Listen, 2021 until 2024, the bloodline story was perfect, right? It was perfect. It was
Yeah,
everything it had to be. Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso finally breaking out of Roman Reigns and, you know, being their own thing, and Jey Uso turning on Roman Reigns on that SmackDown, Jimmy Uso turning on Roman Reigns are now of champions, Sami Zayn turning on Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble. I think the story, Roman Reigns finally losing everyone. And I mean, it showed at WrestleMania 42 main event night too. He did it on his own. It was a perfect
yeah.
story, and I think it was a perfect culmination of that story at WrestleMania 40, where we
Hmm.
like, okay, the bloodline's over. Obviously, they carried it on where Solo had his own bloodline, and then they had that match at War Games. And we're like, okay, from this Roman Reigns childhood, I just want him to face fresh people with fresh matchups and fresh stories. I don't want it to be bloodline storyline every week. I just don't want that
Literally,
anymore.
man.
They can't reach that high they did in 2023, no matter what they did. Jey Uso turning on Roman Reigns again will not have the same effect it had back then. Jimmy
No
Uso
chance.
turning on Roman Reigns will not have that same effect. So I'm just hope they don't have it in their head to do that. With Jacob Fatu, it kind of makes sense because he is bloodline, right? Like they are related
Yeah,
to each other, so it makes sense. But after this promo, I really hope when he's feuding with someone like a Gunther or with Femi, I don't want Jay and the Roman having interaction where they're teasing a match or something like that. They did it
I
a
really
lot
hope
last
not.
year during like Crown Jewel time, but obviously it seemed like they totally dropped that. So don't go back to it now. You can't top that high you got in 2023, no
Literally,
matter what you do. And it's something you see a lot of bookers doing. They see this great idea that this great story they've accomplished. They're like, okay, let's run this back. Let's see how it works. And it's not possible to run it back and make it better. You've already gave fans that high that no matter what you do afterwards, it's not gonna reach the high. So stop chasing that
literally.
high. And I do really hope they don't go down the bloodline route. So yeah, for me, Jacob Fatu v Roman Reigns a backlash. You do Gunther against Roman Reigns Clash in Italy. Obafemi wins King of the Ring. Obafemi against Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, and that's where Obafemi wins the belt. I think that's the perfect and possibly the easiest layup they've had for a champion since God knows when. Can't think of the last one to be honest. So yeah, man. I've seen a stat before saying the last champion, WWE champion to be under 30 was Bray Wyatt in 2017.
That's mad, isn't it?
It's been nearly 10 years, and I mean, we've been saying you Bronson maybe won the title, but Obafemi is a guy you can't fumble at all. Obafemi has to win that
It's
title.
impossible.
It's basically impossible for them to fumble him. So yeah, man, that's pretty much everything we needed to cover. We've got SmackDown tomorrow. We are optimistic. We'll probably do a live watch along for that. It is the weekend, so it's not like we've got the work the next day, which you have to go sleep early or anything. We will be there for the watch along hopefully tomorrow. I've got some expectations for SmackDown tomorrow. Is the first show after Mania. I remember last year's show after Mania was good, so I hope we do get something good here. I don't know what it's gonna be. I'm really intrigued to see, to be honest, to see where everyone's what new storylines we have, what new character arcs we have, any NXT debuts. It seems like JT James coming up. So yeah, I mean I'm looking forward to SmackDown tomorrow, which is something
Me
I
too,
never
man.
said
Should
to
be
be
good.
honest. But yeah, it is the SmackDown after Mania. But yeah, then you appreciate it. 2 hours and 15 minutes. We've basically been waffling about
It's a good one, man.
WrestleMania. But yeah, we'll be here next week, probably on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, talking about last week's SmackDown and Monday Night Raw. Backlash ain't far away, to be honest. It's about 2 weeks, I think, away now. Wait, one, yeah, it's quite literally 2 weeks and 2 days away, which is crazy to think. To be honest, there wasn't that much time before after WrestleMania. So yeah, man, we'll have a lot of videos coming out. I think we've got an MMA video coming out, trivia video coming out on Saturday, which was really fun. We recorded that yesterday. We'll try to do some wrestling trivia, which I think could be really fun.
That'd be
Uh,
sick.
yeah, obviously we'll try to do watch alongs as much as we can. For all PLDs, we will do watch alongs, even if we can do them here and there for weekly shows like we can do for SmackDown. We'll try to do that a lot. But yeah, man, just make sure you guys keep liking and subscribing. Appreciate you, Lenny. I know it's getting a
Of
bit
course,
late
bro.
right now. It's 1 o'clock Filipino. But yeah, man, we'll hopefully see you all tomorrow.